Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the only late night movie talk show here on YouTube worth giving two holy shits about. My name is Matt Jarbo, and it is Hollywood After Dark. It is March 1st, 2023. Today, my friends, is a day when James Gunn ascended to the mantle of awesomeness as if he needed to do any more, and he struck down a vile little troll who's got a heavy history of racism. Surprisingly, we're going to talk about that, Mandalorian Season 3, and a whole lot more. Let's fucking go right now! Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is, like I said, it's Monday. It's not Monday. It's Wednesday. I don't know what day it is anymore, folks. I'm so freaking tired. That's how crazy things are right now. This last week has, in and of itself, just been wild, and it's been crazy, and I pushed myself far too hard with being sick this last week due to getting those multiple vaccines all at once. And then the drama from this past weekend that I'll just say this. I will just say this, right? I will just say this now. One of my biggest things that bothers me, okay? One of the biggest things that bothers me is a lack of understanding, a lack of foresight, blatant narcissism, and fucking hand-holding. Not a fan of either of any of those things, okay? I'm like really not a fan of that. So, over the course of the past couple days, we watched, to paraphrase this person, my good friend, just completely implode. And watching them come back tonight and just act like nothing happened bothered the ever-loving fuck out of me. And I know Saggy is here to join me on this one. We were talking about it a little bit earlier tonight. I just wanted to get it out of my system right away. I just wanted to get it out. I was really ticked off at that live stream I watched tonight. For those of you who don't know, Mad Max is back with a reboot 2.0, whatever you want to say. And it's the same old, just with, a handler. He's got a leash on him now, so to speak. So he opted to blackmail a person he considered a brother, attempt blackmail a person he considered a brother, puts out a half-ass statement without any context, thinks that's going to be enough, and then people are just holding his fucking hand. But the people that are holding his fucking hand, in many instances, what appears to me at least, are those coming in from the Snyderbot side of things that are, I think, just trying to cozy up to him to further expand their platform and to not have any opposition to the lies that they like to put out there. And that is what I saw tonight. And I just saw it, and it was ridiculous, in my opinion, because I've gone through, being canceled over shit before. And what I did never blackmailed anybody, never attempted to do life ruination tactics because of that shit. That's what bothers me. It's like there's no remorse. There's no remorse. And then to go as far as to make the claim that he did about how, all of this impacted his mental health. But he got a couple hours of sleep, fucking took his meds, and then came back without there being like any real recompense, understanding, acknowledgement for what he had attempted to do, even though he claimed through a very poorly written legal statement that he wasn't his intent. But I heard the call. I was on the call with him. I know exactly what the intent was. Just frustrating to me. It's just frustrating to me. And it just shows, I backed Max years ago. I lost a personal friend who was also a piece of shit. And I don't want to see anyone fight. I was hoping that we would see growth, that we'd actually legitimately see growth. But no, we just get more hand-holding, more I didn't do anything wrong, more of the same. And just, it's frustrating, Saggy. That's all it is. It's just frustrating to me. I don't want to focus on this. I don't want to dwell on this, but it's just like, I watched it happen, and then it's just this like complete lack of understanding. And his closest people are just like, well, you didn't do anything wrong, Max. Sure, RJ might have said something under peer pressure as a joke 2 years ago, but you didn't do anything wrong holding that over his head. You didn't do anything wrong in a private call where there's 3 other witnesses that where you said, you got a good future there. You don't want to throw it away over this shit. And if you listen to his stream tonight, and I'm not going to play it because fuck him, but if you listen to his stream tonight, he says, he starts talking about like throwing your life away over shit on the internet, which is exactly what he was threatening RJ with. Mind-boggling, Saggy. Absolutely fucking mind-boggling.
You're telling me you're preaching.
I know. I'm preaching to the fucking choir.
Because this is literally what I dealt with, and again, that's why like I'm all about mental health. Like I support it, but it's like I said, when this happened to me, no one gave a shit. I was on the verge of suicide. No one gave a shit.
No, that's true. That's true. It's utterly ridiculous. Spherical Man here says Max doesn't want to be a part of the clown table, but wants to be part of the clown table. Oh yeah, no, 100%. He made that abundantly clear tonight. He's mad. He wants to hang out with Necron. All right, who we've known. We've seen the clip of Necron calling James Gunn the F slur, and then Max is like, well, we don't cancel people here.
Although behind the scenes, he was trying to get everyone to distance themselves from me, which is funny because I am still sitting here. I did nothing aside from say I'm going to stand with Enosh and we're not friends anymore. But fuck Saggy Melons, like what?
That's a funny clip though. That's a very funny clip.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's a hilarious clip, but I'm still trying to figure out why everyone else was like, I'll talk to this person, but fuck Saggy, and Saggy for once was like the one that wasn't pushing as hard as everyone else, but like fuck me.
The fact that he had Jody's Corner and Andy come out with that big stink a couple years back, that they are in possession of his name, of his face behind the mask, and they're going to reveal all that information. That was an extortion attempt aimed to silence him. And he got real mad at that. But what does he do here? Privately behind the scenes. Well, it's a real nice future you got there, RJ. Would sure be a shame if something would have happened to it. So don't let no one talk no smack about Zeno no more. Or, I'm going to have to come out and I'm going to have to say something.
And you better distance yourself from Saggy because she's a black chick who says the N-word.
It's frustrating, guys. It is beyond frustrating. Yeah. It is infuriating.
Oh yeah.
That you watch someone who, you care about, just absolutely start to throw everything away. And what really cracked me up about listening to his little cry fest tonight, his little fucking kumbaya fucking echo chamber, was he even openly admitted he hasn't even told his wife about any of this shit yet. But he complained about this being, it's part-time job and shit, right? And I get that, fine. I make my money I make half my income doing this stream, okay? So I get it. But if anything big happens in my life, especially in regards to streaming, if there's ever a problem to the point of where I'm having a near mental breakdown, I tell my partner. And I can tell you from experience that hiding things from your partner does not bode well, especially when it comes to mental health.
Yeah, so and that's why last year when this happened with me, when Max stopped friggin' doing the shit he was doing to me, my partner basically was like, do you think you need to go? And I was like, I think so. And he's like, well, let's talk first because I've been in the hospital before. I don't talk about my mental health stuff and my, that's why I don't talk about it because, I'm a controversial person. So people make fun of me about it. Like, I don't really care. It's just like when I was going through it, no one knew about it because I didn't need to broadcast it to everybody. I did it behind the scenes. Again, I reached out to Brian, Master of None, begging him to get Max to stop. It was just insane. And that's why I kept telling him after we had made up, I said, my biggest issue with the whole thing is you just you turn your friends into drama content, when it should be stuff that's handled behind the scenes. And then he did it again, and that was my gripe. My main gripe with him, towards the end of it, was like, you're now doing this again, where you're turning your friends into drama cliques, and it shouldn't be that way. And no, I appreciate everyone in the chat. Like, I get it, but this is why nobody knows about it. I don't broadcast my mental health. Like, I mention I have mental health issues, but I don't let it get to me, usually to the point of, that. But yeah, he broke me last year. That's why I'm kind of like very insensitive to him with this. And I know people were giving me a hard time, like, you're making fun of him, he's crying, he has a mental breakdown. I'm like, honestly, that's he broke me last year, so I don't have any compassion for him. Sorry, I wish I could, but like, after what happened to me last year, no, I don't have any empathy for him. I'm just gonna be honest.
I just want him to realize, how badly he has like hurt his friends, and by the bullshit that he pulls, and that's the saddest effing part of it, is that people have asked him, like, stop doing this, stop being this way. And he just keeps getting enabled. He just keeps having people defend him and enable him and do nothing to really try to better himself about this. And then he always complains about stuff. And you're just like, well, how about you fucking, I don't know, like, do something then, you know what I mean? Like, actually fucking, be a man about some of this shit. And unfortunately he just doesn't. He just can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, he's just fucking, he's just,
I mean, again, that's why, if people notice from back in the day, I know Matt did. I mean, Matt knew, because there was only like 3 or 4 people who really knew. I won't say 3 or 4. There was actually a couple people, Brian Master Num being one of them, so I'll count him as like 5 people who knew about what was going on with me mentally when that happened last year. So they can tell you, like, it was pretty scary. And it's like, I had to step back from, a little bit, and I actually did. I didn't just, come back the next day. I took a little bit of a break, and after we had resolved things, I kind of still kept my distance. I wasn't back on the channel as a frequent guest. I'd come on occasionally. And as time went on, I thought things were going a little bit better, and I came on a little bit more frequently, but, still kept a decent distance because of what happened last year. So when it comes to what's happening now, like I said, I know it sounds cruel, but like, I have to shut my emotions off when it comes to him, because that's what baited me back in the last time. So I just can't be too attached.
No, I understand. I definitely understand that. And I think it's just, I don't want to keep talking about it. I'm done after tonight.
Yeah, because I want to go roast somebody else. Let's roast the Gunn peoples, or Snyder peoples. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll definitely do that. I just wanted to kind of talk about that, because I think if you are at a point where you're like trying to understand what's going on, and you're just trying to be like, wait, I don't get it. Like, Max says this, but this is this. I explained it pretty in depth and thoroughly the other night. Very open, very, very calm, very collected, and was like, this is why people are upset. This is why people are, not happy with what's going on. And, you would expect, maybe somebody to, like, I don't know, to listen, who claims to care about all this shit, but they didn't. They just don't give a shit. And it sucks, because it doesn't matter at this point, really, who associates with Max. You're kind of in the same boat, where you're just going to be, well, I mean, this is just who he is. This is just, that's it. That's what to expect. As sad as that is to say, that's just the reality of it. And he knows that, and he knows that, but it's just, again, nobody wants to hold him to account. Nobody wants to do any of that shit. It's just, hey, oh guys, it's okay. Hurt-a-dur, you guys. I've got mental problems, so that protects me from from any and all fucking criticism, you know?
Right. That's why I don't talk about my mental health issues, because I know that once I do, that's the counter. And it's like, I don't, trust me, I don't care. Everyone always asks me like, oh, you should take a break because your mental health. Like I'm aware of my mental health. It takes a lot for me to get as bad as I got around that time. That stuff, like I do drama as content and things I actually care about. That stuff doesn't cause me any mental health issues whatsoever. It's usually this type of drama, like when it comes to people I actually care about, like people I considered friends. And when I care about people, that's not like just online stuff. I'm starting to learn that you can't be too real life connected with online people because things like this happen. But that's how I used to view it, and that's why I open myself up to get hurt so much. So that's kind of just where I land. I'm kind of like I said, I'm over it. I'm gonna go get some cheese.
Sure. Well, I want to show you something. Can you hold on for like 30 seconds?
Oh, but I really want to get my cheese.
Okay, hold on. So I just to end out this particular conversation, and to put the end on everything, I have decided to initiate a Mad Max into the very first Hollywood After Dark garbage person memorial. He now has that honor of being Hollywood After Dark's first garbage person.
Oh my Lord. Can I go get my cheese?
Go get your cheese. Go get your fucking cheese.
You made me stop getting my cheese. This is garbage person crap. It's crazy.
Let's see here. Alfredo here says Silla's streaming and he thinks Wayne T. Carr and Zach support him. I mean, Wayne's got nothing to lose. Zach doesn't give a shit. Let's be fair. We got a super chat here from Saggy's Milkman, who is a channel member. So I got to figure out just who you said you are. Says,
I won't lie. I thought that was one of my trolls. I blocked you. I'll unblock you because I thought you were one of my trolls.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I wasn't too sure. I only caught wind of this beforehand. Okay. I tell you guys, Saggy has the best 2% milk. Well, it's technically whole milk, unpasteurized, not for human consumption. If Saggy's breasts were a restaurant, it would be rated D by the health department. Not an F because it's edible, but it's just not good for you.
I drink a lot of bubble tea, so my milk would be sweet as hell.
So you're telling me that if you were to nurse a child, that child would then become a diabetic?
I mean, probably.
It's kind of like the idea of like doing all the crack while you're pregnant and the child comes out addicted.
Listen. Bubble tea's delicious. You need
bubble tea.
I hope this cheese is still good because it sat out.
All right. Yeah. No, that's if you puke on air, that's going to be funny.
No, it's good. It's still good. It tastes good.
Ryan here says, thank you, Ryan, for 5. On behalf of everyone here, we care about you, Saggy. You didn't deserve all of that, which is very true. We didn't.
I'm kind of like, I appreciate it, but like, I'm at this point where I'm like, I'm used to this. At this point, it's like, blame the crazy, loud black woman for everything. I'm just used to it. I mean, I saw somebody comment in your the stream from the other night, and somebody acknowledged, like, yeah, dude, like somebody who's watched my channel for a while and was there last year when this happened was like, dude, Saggy's getting dragged. She got dragged last year for this, and she's getting dragged again, and she doesn't deserve it. I'm like, thank you. Finally, somebody sees, like, yes, sometimes Saggy does deserve stuff, like, from the haters, because I pissed them off, but, like, from my friends, like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So then we also got a tenor, thank you, from Isaac. In honor of Easter, or Esther, I'd like to show you all the Sisu Red Band trailer, if that's all right. Yeah, I keep meaning to play that. That trailer looks have you seen that trailer, Saggy?
No.
Oh my, we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out in a little bit because there's some stuff to get to. At least one thing I want to quickly touch upon. And that, of course, is The Mandalorian season 3 premiered last night. I watched it. You watched it. Mm-hmm. We both agree. God damn it, it's too short.
Oh my God. Why? Why would they start the season like that?
I don't know. So we're going to give our overall thoughts on it. No spoilers because not everybody has seen it yet. So obviously we'll hold off on that one. But apparently last night at an event, they did a premiere. They showed the first 2 episodes, and apparently a lot more happens in the second episode to really kind of establish the story. So I'm like, okay, why don't they they should have just released the first 2 episodes in order to give us that little bit of an oomph, because I don't want to say there's been apathy. I really, really, really enjoyed the episode. I had a smile on my face all the way through, audibly chuckling.
Dude, they started it with fire. The way
They
they
did.
started that episode
That was a good episode.
fire.
Yeah, how they did all that was great.
Oh my god, I was not ready. I was like, wait, what's happening? And I thought that, and mind you, I was confused. I thought it was like a past scene. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I would just say, it was fire. The way they started that whole episode was like, whoa, we're already starting like this. Let's go.
I mean, it's obviously showing us that Mandalore is going to be really that's all about the season, and it's obvious where they're headed. Especially if you notice the Easter egg during the Lightspeed travel sequence.
I didn't notice that because I mean,
I'll tell you about that later on. Again, it's if you've seen Rebels, you know what it is, which means you know where it's going. And obviously, given the fact where everything is these days, and we know that they're building towards something, we've known about this now for well over 2 years. It makes sense that yes, this is clearly where things are. But a lot of people, I have seen so many people attack the episode in certain parts of, Reddit and Twitter and shit. And I thought it was I'm like, did you guys like just not want to enjoy it? Like, it's fun. It was fun. It was just,
it had some cute moments too.
Yeah.
It had like adorable moments where I started tearing up.
It really did. Well, I don't know what part that was, but for you, I mean, I didn't tear up, but I had a smile on my face. I definitely, I'm going to watch the episode again before going to bed tonight, just to take it all in. I liked the bad guy at the end of the episode. I really enjoyed that design. I thought that was really cool. I want to see more from him. I think we will. The action sequence was a lot of fun. The Navarro looks like a whole new place. And what's interesting about that, and I just don't have any of the graphics up or any of the video, over at Batuu East, which would be the Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, they actually unveiled today Mando and Baby Yoda are going to be at the park. And it's not going to be some some seasonal thing or whatever. This is going to be a mainstay at the park, but this violates canon because Batuu is set during the sequel trilogy, like before the events of The Force Awakens, and it's meant to tie into Galactic Star Cruiser, that whole 2-day inclusive Star Wars resort. And by having Mando and Baby Yoda there, that violates the timeline because it's actually, those guys were there 20 years, 25 years, whatever beforehand, right? So a lot of people are questioning what's going on with that because, look, let's be fair. I've been to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. I had a lot of fun with it. I would love to go back again, but it made no sense to me. It absolutely made no sense to me to set that park, that theme land in the sequel trilogy when it released, it came out in like May of 2020 or May of 2019. So now almost 4 years ago. When they released it, I'm like, dude, the fucking trilogy ends in 6 months. What are you going to do after the fact? Right? The Rise of Skywalker comes out at the end. That's going to end the First Order. That's going to end all this stuff. So what exactly is going on? Well, a lot of people have made the suggestion of just going and making it, making it Navarro, rebranding Galaxy's Edge, rebranding Galactic Star Cruiser to tie it into being more about Mandalorian. And I think that's the way. I really do. I think that is the way.
That is the way.
I think that's the way. Also, I have spoken. So it's just, it's like, if you know, you know. And no, like I'm just like, to me, that feels like the better option, the better idea. More people, I believe, are invested into the Mando storyline. They're invested into what Star Wars is doing 5 years post Return of the Jedi, more so than I think they're invested in the sequel trilogy. There hasn't been a lot of clamoring for sequel trilogy stuff in 3 years. There just hasn't been. No one is asking, I'm sure people out there, some fans are asking for more Rey. They're asking for more Finn and more Poe. And I wouldn't be against seeing these characters. But I don't really feel that's the best way to go forward. I think the best way to go forward is, quite frankly, to go back, to the post Return of the Jedi era, tell the stories in there like they're doing on Disney Plus, and scale those stories for the big screen. I think that's the best way to do it. Would that get you to a theater, Saggy? Would that get you to a theater if they were like putting Mando in the big screen?
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, non-Kino, I do see your supers. Thank you, buddy. We'll get to those here in a few. King of Golden State for $10, man. Thank you so much. Says, watch Mando premiere. It was good, but something was missing, something elusive. Thrawn, maybe since the Ahsoka show is coming soon. You thoughts? Well, they didn't so this season of the show is all about what's going to happen with Mandalore. And again, you would have needed to have seen the Book of Boba Fett, at least episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian, if nothing else. The Return of the Mandalorian, you would have needed to see that in order to get the context for what this episode is. Okay. And there are people who are upset about that. I've noticed that. People are really upset. What do you mean I would have had to have watched the Book of Boba Fett? Fuck you, it's Star Wars. It's all connected. Eat a dick. Like, if you're going to want to understand the Ahsoka show, motherfucker, 4 seasons of Rebels awaits you.
Wait, I don't
Never mind 7 seasons of fucking the Clone Wars.
All that other stuff. So you'd have to watch the show that Ahsoka came from, or at least just, do what I did and like read it all on Wikipedia. But
well, I mean, look, that's something. That's engagement. That's engagement in one way.
Wars. You know how many
motherfucker, you should. You fucking should.
There's the first half. I watched the first half.
No. There's a watch order. There's actually you can find this on StarWars.com. It is the Star Wars Clone Wars watch order.
I'm not doing it.
I did do it, and it worked out really well. It really was better.
And watching all of the Clone Wars.
Fine, just watch season 7. Just watch. If anything, just watch season 7.
Long.
What are you talking about?
So long.
Each of the there's so much. Everything is told in like 3 to 4 episode arcs, so you can sit down and watch a full story in like an hour and a half.
I'm not going to do that.
You're just lazy.
That's exactly true. That's why I read it off on Wikipedia. It was easy.
Fine. Read it off on Wikipedia. That's fine. I don't give a shit how you get it. Get the information. Okay. You're going to lose you're losing out on context. You're losing out on nuance, whatever, performances, whatever, Saggy. Because a Wikipedia summary does not have the detail. It doesn't have the emotional resonance that you're going to get from all the times that Anakin and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, they talk to clones. Dee Bradley Baker's performance for all the clones, you get attached to them as time goes on. That's why the Bad Batch is as good as it is. There's a reason why during the first arc of stories in the Clone Wars season 7 was all about the Bad Batch, and people were going like, yo, we need a Bad Batch show. And Disney's like, yo, dog, I got you. And they gave it to us, and we're on season 2.
Listen, chat, listen, okay? Everybody knows this is no secret, okay? Saggy was not huge into Star Wars, all right? Saggy was not a huge Star Wars fan. So Saggy...
Star Wars. You get your junkies when you say it like that. You get in the car and go to the Star in order to get your fucking claw from Dunkies. Listen, right? Come home and to watch your fucking Star Wars.
Why are you making fun of how I talk?
Because it is just ridiculously Bostonian.
Well, I'm from Boston. I can't help it.
How isn't everything like a fuck your mother or like some kind of racial epithet? It's like one of the most racist cities in the country.
First of all, that's only South Boston, and it got better. It got better. Once more black people moved in, it got better. That's true, though. It's true. It was primarily dominated by Irish and Italians, and then a lot of ethnicities moved in, and it kind of was.
So what you're saying is, once they got rid of the Irish, things got better. Once the African Americans gentrified the community,
it was more like a
just
balance.
Made it better. Okay,
Listen,
it's a balance. Gentrification's a balance now. All right.
Just saying.
What are your thoughts on Oakland and hippies?
I hate you. You always you take it from like a 5 to a 10 and so quickly. But no, listen, I'm not a huge I'm not even gonna say it because every time I say the word, you guys
star enunciate.
Okay, let me say
enunciate.
It's hard when it's naturally talking. I have to think Star Wars.
Oh my God, you almost had a brain aneurysm doing that. Star. It's like I could just see the hamster wheel in your brain, like struggling. Steam is pouring out. Gears are flying everywhere. The hamster's like, do I do the cocaine that Cocaine Bear did to try to get this word out?
There are certain words as a Bostonian that you have to be slow when you say it, or else it's gonna come out like a Boston. Star Wars. It's so weird. I can't.
Goober. Star Wars.
say it normal. It's Boston, man. This how we talk out here. Okay. You want some water? Want to park your car at Harvard Yard? I hated living out of state. And I felt like a friggin' like a foreign exchange student. People would be like, "Oh my god, yeah, this is this person. She's from Boston." And then everybody's like, "Oh, you're from Boston? Can you say park your car at Harvard Yard?" And I'm like, everywhere I went, it was like I was a friggin' token. Not that kind of token either. It's a Boston token.
I get the token.
It's like,
I know.
This person's from Boston.
You travel to places where people actually can like finish saying words. And then the fact that you just natively don't, the words just kind of jumble together. And then people are like, ooh, that's interesting. That's unique.
It's funny because I was trying to talk about how I was not into Star Wars. And then we got into the whole accent thing. But like overall, guys, the point of the story I was trying to tell before Matt started poking fun of my voice is I wasn't a big Star Wars fan. And,
it's okay. Just keep saying it. It's all good.
And then I watched The Mandalorian and I was like, wow, I really like this. I like that The Mandalorian really deep dive into the Star Wars universe. Oh my God. I can't. You're making all the R's now. I'm afraid to say Oz. I can't say Oz anymore. I'm done. All right. I think I made my point. Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. Jesus Christ.
It's all right.
No, I can't say. I'm not afraid to say Oz now. I can't even say Oz.
Yeah, but there's an R in Christ and you had no problem taking his name in vain, you dirty heathen.
First of all, it's Christ. No, I can't say Christ. If it starts with an R, it's easy. But if it ends with an R, it's hard. Yeah, okay. We can't say if it ends with an R. So if it's Star Wars, yeah. If it ends with an R, if it starts with an R, it's fine.
Okay, but if it okay. All right. We'll figure that out, right? We'll figure that out. Luckily, not a lot of words end in R. You know, because you can say wars just fine because it ends with an S. But can you say war?
War.
You said it.
War.
War. Not war. Right? Not war.
Because I had to think about it. Because I had to think about it.
You had to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had to think about it. That and I had to make sure. So I had to think about it. I also had to mimic you. I like mock you. I was like, I have to say it like him, or it's gonna come out like wah.
Yeah. So you enunciated it and you think that's an own? Okay. I mean, no, I mean, that's fine.
I'm just saying.
She did it. She did it. There we go. Goober's impressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Goober.
Greatest accent ever. There you go.
Yeah, it's not Goober. It's Gooba.
Gooba. Yeah. Ryan here says JFK. Ahsoka not what Star Wars can do. Well, ask not what Star Wars can you read that. You read that because I'm just gonna butcher your Boston accent. But you read it in your native tongue, and we'll.
I'll try. Ask not what Star Wars can do for you. Ask what you can do for Star Wars.
So anyway, to kind of summarize the Mandalorian season 3 premiere talk, good episode, just needed to be a little longer. But then again, Rick Famuyiwa, who I think is a great director, he directs episodes that are on the shorter side.
I mean,
I don't know why.
But it's like, listen, when you have a season premiere, everybody's been waiting for this freaking show to start the season. Why would you start it with like a 30-minute episode? And like, I get it, a lot happened. And the way, like, I don't know about you, but like, after we got off the stream last night, I didn't even leave my stream room. I booted up Disney Plus and watched it in my stream room. And after that last part and the credits came out, I literally said out loud in the privacy of my room where nobody could listen. I was like, "Is that it? You fucking serious?" I was like, seriously, really? That's it? Now we have to wait a whole week for the next episode? Okay. All right. Okay. We're starting off like this. Okay. The rest of the season better not be like that. I'll be pissed.
I don't know if it will or not. I mean, I understand that. See, but I'm the exact opposite from you on that one. I got to bed and I'm like, okay, God, please don't be long, right? Like, because I'm exhausted. I'm still exhausted. But
if you weren't exhausted, you would have been fine.
Yeah. It ended, and I was like, okay, cool. I feel good. I feel like I got what I needed out of that. Because I got to go to bed. I got to be up at 7 a.m. And then I'm like, but I'm tired. Do I want to watch it again? Do I want to watch like a Bad Batch episode? And then I just went, nah, fuck it, I'm going to bed. Like, and then I just came home today and took a nap again. Because
You're
that's
old,
just,
bro.
I am old. I feel it. I feel it's bad. But I definitely really, King of Golden Sayer says a lot of nothing happened really, but it was still good. Well,
I
no,
wouldn't say
things
a lot of
definitely
nothing
happened. A lot happened, but again, a lot of it ties into Mando season 1, Mando season 2, Book of Boba Fett, Clone Wars, Rebels. I mean, this is a setup for what's to come, but it's very much referencing what has already been. And there's a lot there, a lot of little nuances that are pulled in from it. So I think if you go in without knowing that information, it can be a little bit like, or think maybe not, I don't want to say not knowing it because there are people who have watched it that whatever, or like not having that be on your mind. Like what I would recommend, and I always kind of recommend this after you watch shows like this that are based on other properties, go and watch like heavy spoilers video on it, get all the Easter eggs, all the breakdown, or quite frankly, Star Wars Explained. The only content from Star Wars Explained I can sit through are his Star Wars episodes recaps. That's it. Like those are the ones I like. So that's what I listen to. And I think he does a good job breaking down what everything means and where it came from, where he thinks things are going. And it just, I would recommend that. I think those kind of videos do a really good job of getting you informed and hyped up for more to come. I do think, though, that the biggest problem with The Mandalorian season 3 is that it took 2 years to get here. And that was a big problem because I know a year ago we had the Book of Boba Fett. Mando only popped in for the final 2 episodes. I mean, even Anna was talking about this in the Discord, in the DM group today. And she's like, I didn't finish watching Book of Boba Fett. I got to episode 4 and I gave up. I'm like, dude, fucking episodes 5 and 6 are where it's at. You know, like, so yeah, go back and watch them. Like, you're not going to get Mando season 3 unless you see that. So,
I mean, yeah, it's kind of just like, I mean, like I said, the Book of Boba Fett wasn't the worst. Like, I enjoyed it from what it was. It had a lot of laughable moments, but it really picked up when they had Mandalorian show up. I mean, I love those episodes. Obviously, they're the best ones of the show, but I mean, overall, it's like, yeah, probably watch it. It's not the end of the world to like sit through it. It's not that awful. It's like not torturing you. But I did love the episode. And I will disagree that, you know, with that comment that nothing happened. Like it's the best way to put it is it's setting things up. So it's giving you a nice little setup. And it was actually not that bad. I'm
actually at a point where, again, like you can argue that episode 3, The Last of Us, nothing happened. Right? You can argue that. It's just it was the Bill and Frank love story. And it was great. It was a great episode of television. Nothing happened. Not so, like people go, nothing happens. Like, did any of you motherfuckers ever watch Mad Men? Nothing happened in that show. Literally nothing really advanced the plot for the entire show forward until the season 3 finale. I'm not even making that up. Like I'm watching, we binge watched the first couple seasons of it, and it gets to the end of the 3rd season, and they finally do something. And I look at my girlfriend and I go, they did something. Something finally happens. But the show is like a fly on the wall, right? You're just watching characters interacting with other characters. And I think that's one of the bigger problems with the way people see these stories now is like you have to have action and intrigue and violence and sex and all of these things.
Ew.
What?
Sorry, that just said Hans. Why the hell would the Book of Boba Fett develop Mando and Grogu's character? Wouldn't you want the development being, I don't know, in the Mandalorian? You goof.
Well, okay, Hans makes an interesting point, and that is something that the show did fail on, where, you know, what we found out yesterday was that the time that Mando and Grogu had spent apart was 2 years. But that information was not conveyed to the audience. Or if it was conveyed to the audience, it wasn't conveyed well. The timeline makes it feel like Book of Boba Fett happened right afterward, right? Like it right after it happened, or maybe a few months later.
My point being is, right, so now knowing that information, it's like the development for me as far as Grogu and Mandalorian, I mean, I've seen the character development. I felt it in the Mandalorian, but in Book of Boba Fett, where it's supposed to be about Boba Fett, I don't understand why the argument is like, well, we should have seen more character development between those two characters in another character's show. And it's like, I was shocked to see either of them in that show. I was like, what are they doing here? But I mean, I think the character development was fine because in the Book of Boba Fett, we actually did get to see a little glimpse into Grogu's past, as opposed to not waiting for it for the Mandalorian. We did actually see a little bit of Grogu's past. So what do you mean there was no character development? We did see Grogu's past a little bit in that episode.
Yeah, we're gonna get more clearly as time goes on. So that's kind of the way I see it. I think it's really good. I can't wait for more. Obviously, Mando is back. Grogu is back. What I will say though is they did handle Cara Dune well. They handled it well.
It was like ripping off a Band-Aid, guys.
They're like, and without saying what's going on, they handled it. They handled it in a way that, quite frankly, is not going to anger a shitload of people. Although I angered a shitload of people when I put this meme out yesterday. And a lot of people have been really, really, really mad at me, Saki. A lot of people retweeting, a lot of quote tweets there. Most of those are quote tweets, by the way.
A lot of people that I know were really upset with you too, and I was like, guys, relax.
Like, it's like, what she does. Oh no, like they're mad. They're just like, they're mad because they're like, what? Like one guy was all like, I literally forgot you existed until I read this tweet. And I was like, funny, I've never thought of you at all. You know, I mean, a lot of really lame clapbacks at me for posting this. Like one guy's like, why do you hate women? And I'm all like,
I saw that.
I got distracted when I had initially sent out the tweet to that. And I was going to be like, so I kind of clarified in the subtweet, but I went like, I'm making fun of her fans, unless you're saying all of her fans are women, which, yeah, I mean, we can kind of, if you want to go that far, we could argue that a lot of them are bitches and everything else. And it's so funny. It's just, they get so mad at this shit because all you're doing is just poking a little bit of fun of them. And I've learned, guys, that over the years, the best way to trigger these chuds is with light criticism. Light criticism will absolutely throw them into a complete and utter disarray. It never fails. It never fails. Case in point, this.
I mean, to be fair,
right? This was kind of a thing with that. Light criticism sent someone into the dark side. So, something to consider.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, though, I mean, were you wrong with that meme because you saw all the Gina Carano fans? And I even was like, I'm also like, I was also like, how many times have we've had to talk about Gina Carano, and I'm clearly like in a disagreement with when it comes to Cara Dune and Gina playing. Like I supported Gina playing it, and everyone's like, oh, Saggy, no. And I'm like, listen, that's just my opinion. I don't care either way. Like, it sucks, but like, I'm still gonna watch Mandalorian, and I don't care one way or the other. Like, it sucks to see Cara Dune's character not come back. We all knew that was gonna happen. Everyone was just wondering how they were gonna exit the character. I mean, but
they still left the door open for her to return.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so at this point, literally at this point, it's like, if I were Gina Carano, oh my God, if I were Gina Carano, I would have looked at what they wrote last night in the episode and been like, get Favreau on the phone. What do we need to do to fix this?
Right. I mean,
what do we need to do to fix this? Because they basically were like, yeah, she stepped out, but like she's could be back at any point. And with what they're leading to, here's the thing: with what they're building towards, like literally what they're building towards, like her involvement would be something that could come back in, at any point in time.
Question for you about that. Do you think that if they do bring Gina Carano back to play Cara Dune later down the line, do you think that all the people who've been shitting on it because of her exit are now going to like switch their tune?
Yeah, oh yeah. Based Disney brings her back. Based Bob Iger. It's all going to be Bob Iger, by the way. Based Iger brings her back. Woke Kennedy, seething and dilating in the corner. Whatever the fuck it is that they say that they clearly don't believe. We all know how that shit works out. All right. Saki's Milkman here asks, is Max never streaming on this show again? I don't care what happens to him after this point, but no, not really. He can go do what he wants to do. Continue to, whatever. I already talked about it at the beginning of the show. So I look, either way, I'm excited for what comes. If they bring back Cara Dune, I'm not going to be upset about that. I know people will. There's going to be a lot of people on the internet. They're going to be like, Disney gave in to transphobes. And it's just like my response, because I just like to be a troll, would be like, did you guys see what happened with Hogwarts Legacy?
Right.
Disney likes money, motherfucker. Like, conservative tiers will fill a lot of coffers. Okay. Conservatives largely have more money than liberals. I don't know why. It's just whatever. So they spend a lot of money on this shit. So yeah, it's like if they brought back Cara Dune, all of a sudden you would see like everyone would be like, subscribe to Disney Plus, man. Fucking hang off Iger's nutsack. Just she brought her back, the best character in the entire show. That like everyone admits is like a fine character, but her acting was kind of weak sauce. You know, but I mean, bring her back and watch what happens. Just watch what happens.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know people have their criticisms of Gina's acting. I think I did like her as Cara Dune. I think I did like her character when it was introduced, and I thought the acting was fine. I didn't think it was like, it didn't need to be the best, but it was okay for the environment, you know. So again, whatever happens, I mean, if the door is open, it would be nice to see.
Well, that's if the door is open. I mean, new CEO and whatever. And again, here's the thing though, to get back on that train, it would require a pretty decent apology to her.
Right.
And that's again, that is just kind of where we find ourselves.
Do it. I don't think she's the type to do that, because if that's the case, she would have done that.
She would lose everybody. They'd all be like, "Oh, she went woke. She gave into the dark side," and it's like they turn on her in a heartbeat. Imagine the things drunk 3PO would say about her, right?
Yeah, I don't
imagine all the cum tributes that he has made that would just end up being thrown away.
You know what you're doing. Don't talk about my man's like that. You know what you're doing. You try to trigger me. It worked.
Because we're talking about Star Wars.
We're talking about Star Wars. No, I think when it comes to that, I don't necessarily, like, I'm sure a few people would do that, but I don't think all of them will. Because at the end of the day, I do think that some people would understand, you know, this is her job. And if she wants to get her job, because like, I mean, I think that with this property, it sucks, because like, that sucks. You were in this franchise that was very successful. And because of all this, you know, political crap that gets in the way, it got lost. And that's why I said last night, I'm like, I hate when politics always have to be involved in entertainment so heavily. Like, it's always been there a little bit throughout the decades. We've always had like politics in comic books and entertainment. They're always trying to make a political stance and stuff, but it was kind of, sometimes it was subtle, right? Sometimes you watch a movie and then you go back, like for instance, I hate to use the example, Metal Gear Solid, the game. That whole game is all about politics and conspiracy theories, right? It's all about the government. It has a message to tell. But you wouldn't really get that. You're just thinking you're playing a game. It's got this story, but like, yeah, it's really political if you think about it. But now when it comes to actors, they all, like, I get it. Everybody has a right to speak their piece, but like,
I totally get that. I totally get that. I mean, again, though, but when it comes to politics in Hollywood, a lot of it is left leaning. It is rare to get conservatives, like, probably have a better shot at arguing libertarian principles in Hollywood rather than conservative. Because like they can mask it quite a bit in certain ways. But the thing is, though, it is true. Like, a lot of people out there simply do not subscribe to conservative based media. This is true, that we've seen this over the years, like where a lot of the, like, you have like Christian movies, like was it the number 3 movie this last weekend was called Jesus Revolution?
What?
Yeah. So Christian production companies are like rampant. I mean, rampant. They produce movies. Oh my God. Have you ever heard of God's Not Dead?
No.
Kevin Sorbo and God's Not Dead. It's like, he plays this like hardcore atheist college professor who ends up like getting challenged by some young buck, you know, like Frosh or whatever, is like talking about God, and he's like having to like fight over religion in school. And I don't know. Then I think Melissa Joan Hart's in God's Not Dead too. And the thing is, though, the movie's not good. It's terrible, but it had enough controversy surrounding it, and the Christians came out in order to fucking see this movie. Because here's the thing. Do you remember when The Passion of the Christ came out?
Yes, I worked in a movie theater when it came out, and I got to see it the day before it was released because
Yeah.
my boss was part of a church, and he decided to invite his entire church group to see the movie the day before release, and they asked me to work that night. So yes, in a nutshell, I did see Passion of the Christ multiple times.
So here's the thing. I worked at the drive-in. We never got it. We just never got it when it came out. But it dropped. You know what? About 16 years ago, right? Or no,
Yeah,
18 years
wow.
ago. 18 years ago. No, 19 years ago. Fuck, dude, my memory's all gone. Came out in 04. Anyway, so when that movie came out, that movie was really popular. I think it did like 400 million
It's
domestic.
controversial.
It was controversial, but the thing was, it wasn't the controversy that was driving the profits. What was driving the profits was a coordinated effort through like Midwest and Southern Christian organizations that would literally bus parishioners to the theater
Oh
to
yeah,
see the
yeah,
movie.
I
Like,
remember
just
that.
imagine. I mean, like, holy fuck, what kind of an outing would that be, right? You go to church one morning and get your pastor up there. He's all praising the word of God. Jesus loves everyone. Jesus loves every man, every woman, every child. It doesn't matter who you are or what you believe. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. All right, everybody, this is we're going to get in the bus. We're going to go see the new superstar movie, Passion of the Christ, starring Jim Caviezel, who later on in life would come out and believe that the celebrities all imbibe an adrenochrome taken by children. Not kidding you, by the way. Jim Caviezel, the guy who played Christ in that movie, absolutely believes that Hollywood elites and the corporate elites and the elites in general harvest adrenochrome from children. I am not making that up.
I'm not gonna lie, I believe it. Hollywood is sus. Hollywood is super sus.
Let me ask you.
Have you ever seen the Inside Job? Have you ever seen that show?
I tried. I got
You
bored
you
about halfway through the first
you
episode.
really I you really need
It's
to
like I tried watching Chicago Wine Ant or whatever it was called. I got bored halfway through that too.
you really need to watch the
You
Inside Job
know,
because it touches on a lot of those type of things. It's actually more funny. I think it's you really need to give it another shot. I don't do political that show is actually well done. If
no,
you
I
actually
mean, no, I know it definitely has a fan base. That's true. I'm just saying that like you know, it's hard for me like I haven't even watched Bad Batch season 2 yet. Every time I try, I just get tired when the time I get to sit down is like after I go to, you know, after the kids are in bed, I'm done streaming,
because
I'm
you're
done
old.
working. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So it's
Oh,
like finding that time and shit to sit down and really get into it. But here's the thing, once I get into it, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? Like once I can actually force myself, like when I was like Squid Game last year or the other year, I was like, man, I really want to watch Squid Game. A lot of people are talking about it. I just, man, it's so difficult to find the time. And then I ended up falling asleep early and waking up around like 11 that night. And I'm like, well, I got nothing to do. All right, I'll put on an episode. And now that I have the time, it's too late to stream. I don't really feel like gaming. And I ended up binge watching like 6 of the episodes that night. Like, so it hooked me. Once I can get into it and everything else, it just takes a little bit of time because that's just where I'm at right now with my own life. You know, took me forever to get the goddamn patio commentary of Cocaine Bear done. By the way, if you guys have seen Cocaine Bear and you want to see me dive in to not how good that movie is, then you guys can check out the patio commentary. It's up right now anywhere you get your podcasts or on youtube.com/patio commentary. There we go. I haven't shamelessly shilled it. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 587. It's slowly inching up. I need 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours watched. So I need about 3,000 more hours.
What channels do you have?
I plead the fifth.
No, I mean like active YouTube channels. I'm not talking about
Active?
account
No,
crap.
active?
Yes.
No, no. I mean, like I have dead channels that I've tried to start stuff with. Really, it's this channel. It's Patio Commentary. There's the Deep Lore channel, which I haven't really done. I'm probably just going to focus on YouTube Shorts for that one because, like, again, it's finding the time to record like the long form stuff. And then there's the Matt Jarbo channel, which I do want to do more with, but again, it's all timing. So yeah. Not four.
Yeah,
Four
okay,
channels? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right.
your alt accounts that you harass the internet with.
I don't know. I don't do that.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm making a joke. Please don't take that out of context.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Max. Uh, Ryan here says, at least you're gaining subs on Podio commentary. Yeah. I'm like, and I'll tell you what I've learned, Ryan, about doing Podio commentary is like, I was like, I don't really want to focus on like older classic movies because everybody talks about older classic movies. But here's the thing with that. People actually really just like conversations on older classic films. Those actually get the best, like the Running Man episode I did last week got the best engagement across not only the podcast, but YouTube itself. It got the best engagement.
You know what we should do one time on here? I'd love to talk about like movie soundtracks. Like I'd love to talk about movie soundtracks and like music.
Music is good. I mean, the problem though is like you can't really play it because you get in trouble quite a bit. But yeah, there's some good stuff there. Let's see. Spherical Man here says, I thought I was subbed to Podio. Apparently I was wrong. Just subbed. Yeah, I thank you. I appreciate that. It's Rhea here dropping. Rhea coming in hot with the link. Thank you so much, Rhea. I really appreciate that. Go check out her channel too. She's got a good TikTok channel as well. So be sure to check that out. Ryan here says, I shared your Running Man episode to 3 different subreddits. Thank you. Although I'm not too sure how much they just like podcast side of things. Anyway, do one on the thing. I did do one on the thing actually, but it's in the older stylings of what the episode was. The older stylings was just like telling it as a story and reading off a script. Whereas this is now like more my thoughts on the movie. So I'll probably need to revisit those older ones that I've done down the road. There's just so many movies to watch though. My God. Let's see here. Tony says, I don't know if anyone here has heard, but Return of the Jedi is being re-released in theaters in late April, seeing as it will be 30 years. Oh, sick. Here's the question though. Is it the original or is it the special edition? Because fuck you, I want the original. I do love the special edition, by the way, but there's that. And yeah, so we'll get to that there. I've seen, no, we're going to get the super chats now that we've got the Star Wars stuff out of the way. So thank you for that, everybody here. Gaily, it says here, I'm not part of the garbage person oil. What the fuck? I mean, have you tried to blackmail anyone? Gaily, I don't believe so. And then also here he says, in all seriousness, sorry to hear about the drama. And then also says, and hashtag no Boston hate. You got to stand, Saggy. You got to stand.
Yeah, no Boston hate. Why would you hate on Boston?
Boston. Rational here also says Revan is canon, so they might do a show on him. Look, man, here's the problem. Revan is canon, but here's the thing. Doing a Knights of the Old Republic show would require them to go through EA, who currently owns the rights to that, right? Like, yeah. The licensing they have because they wrote the story. It wasn't LucasArts that wrote the story or Lucasfilm that wrote the story. It was BioWare. BioWare is owned by EA. EA owns the rights to that story underneath that license. So they would have to work with EA in order to make that work. Now, granted, they are supposedly doing the reboot or the remaster of Knights of the Old Republic. And so maybe we'll find out by the time that comes out that they are working on a show. And I do think the Acolyte might tie into that, but they also might alter KOTOR. They might alter the timeline and not make it 4,000 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. But instead, what if they did it during the High Republic? And so 200 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. I mean, or 60 years or something where it's just before or leads into the Phantom Menace. I mean, they could do a whole bunch of stuff with that. I just feel if they touch KOTOR, who touches it? Who touches it? Is it Filoni? Like, that's a big question. Who touches it? I mean, I don't know. It's just like that. That is a fucking fight, dude, that I do not want to have.
Revan needs to be a female, by the way.
Moving
on. I was a female. I want Revan to be a girl.
That's a spoiler, Zach. It's a 19-year-old game. It's a 19-year-old game.
If you don't know that,
it's a 20-year-old game. Dude, it turns fucking 20, I think, like this June or July.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's one of the games I played the crap out of, and I actually got to like the end. So that was like one of the rare games where I could play a game like that and I actually beat it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love that game.
July 15th, 2003 is when Knights of the Old Republic came out. That's when it was released on Xbox, and I remember getting that because
I played on PC.
that came out right after Pirates of the Caribbean premiered in theaters, July 3rd, 2003, and then the week after that was Terminator: Rise of the Machines. So that was the week after, and then right after that, 5 days later, was KOTOR. That was a busy summer for me.
Yeah.
I played a lot of KOTOR.
Ralph's
and
Double Tits. No, 20-year game. You can't come for me for that. You can't come for me for that.
What'd he say?
He said, "Fuck, thanks for the spoilers. You can't come for me for spoiling that game. It doesn't count. It's 20 years old, damn it." I know, I do feel old. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the cool guy here says, Jarbo's looking forward to that Tetris movie. You bet your fucking ass I am. That trailer looked great.
Oh,
it's about the making of Tetris. It's about the making of Tetris.
I forgot that. Every time people say it, I think it's like a game about the Tetris, and they like trying to make it into like a kid's movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, though, real quick, we did get Gaylord here says, I mean, I was blackmailed. I don't know. Who blackmailed you?
I did.
I mean, was it a, I don't know.
I know you're trying to make a joke out of that. I could tell your brain was trying to make a joke out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, it would require me to kind of be a dick and also maybe say something I shouldn't say.
Yeah, I knew.
I won't do it. I won't do it. Anyway, thank you for that. Anyway, we got HRs for 2. Thank you. Says thanks for the random retweet. I also amended the retweet to add some stuff to it there, HBAR. So thank you. HBAR's tweeted out, I've unsubscribed from Mad Max and relinquished a channel member. So it's kind of like, and that's going to hurt Max because he likes HBARs. That's going to hurt him. He's going to make a stream about it. He'll probably go live after my stream. Who needs enemies when you have ex-friends like Matt Jarbo? Mo here for 2 says, Matt pissing somebody off, just another day. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You okay there, Chief?
I'm like the Kool-Aid man having an orgasm.
Oh God, why did you put that in my
head? Yeah. I could have gone on for longer, but I don't want to destroy the mood.
I hope you lost viewers from that.
I probably did. I probably did. If you exited after me making that terrible joke, please leave a like on your way out the door. Help more people be hurt by my random terrible dad humor.
It's
so there we go.
Yeah, it's like you just broke or buffered or something.
Kind of, yeah. Are you okay? You just seem to be making the same noise. Are you channeling Tina Belcher? What's happening here? And we have HRs for 5. Thank you. It says Pure Flicks, LOL. Also, Mel Gibson better do the Family Guy version of Passion of the Christ too. I would love to see that. I love Mel Gibson as a director. I really do. So I'll watch Passion of the Christ too. But it's like Gladiator 2. What the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that story? Gladiator 2 was originally gonna be about Maximus in the afterlife. That was one of the original concepts they were pushing for. Thankfully, that's not happening. But what's Mel Gibson going to do with Passion of the Christ 2? Is this going to be called 3 Days in a Cave? What's it going to be? Oh, I have no idea. No freaking idea. So, all right. Let me just catch up here. Tony here says, if Kool-Aid ejaculates, what flavor would it be?
Tony, I love you, but
grape.
Why?
It would be grape.
Why grape?
Because it just feels like it would be grape.
You say that because I'm on the panel. That's the racist something.
No. It would be racist if it'd be racist if I said you drank it.
No, hold on. First of all, every person knows it doesn't matter what your skin tone is. The grape flavor is the worst. It's all about cherry. Come on.
What? It's all about fruit punch. You crazy.
It's all about the cherry, dude. What is wrong with you?
With the cherry? Cherry? It's fruit punch or nothing.
Cherry. It's cherry.
That is the weirdest thing. That's dumb. The cherry. Jesus.
Dude, cherry was the it flavor. Stop. Miss me with this whole friggin' fruit punch. It was cherry.
Nah, big time Daredevil, fruit punch, man. Or lemonade. Lots of love for lemonade. Although
No,
Mega Man X here says grape is absolutely god tier.
lemonade does not count because you could just get lemonade. Okay? Lemonade
Rhea. That's
Wait, they had a pineapple flavored Kool-Aid?
no, I think she's making a cum joke.
Oh.
I think she's making a dirty cum joke.
Oh, I didn't catch that one. Bravo.
Bravo. That's good. That's solid.
I didn't
That's a
get
good
that.
joke.
I thought she was talking about, I thought we were talking about the Kool-Aid.
Because, well, she's like, anyway, what would the, we're going there. Now Jess here says for 2, thank you. I'm a Tang person.
Yo, Tang. Oh my God, Tang. I forgot about Tang.
They had Tang on the moon, you know.
That's right. That was a big seller.
That was the big seller.
The drink that the astronauts drink. Tang.
But when they got back to Earth, they got all the Tang they want. Poontang.
Poontang.
Poontang. You got to say Poontang. It's got the in there. Kids go, yeah, Pootang. What's Pootang? It's like, is it butt stuff?
Moving on.
Anyway, let's see. Rational here says, LucasArts owns the rights to Old Republic. EA pays LucasArts the fee to use it in ongoing MMO. Anytime EA does an update for the MMO, they have to pay a fee to LucasArts. I mean, there's a difference, though, in the licensing. What I mean by that is, like, LucasArts may own, like, it's kind of like, okay, it's like, well, we can't argue Sony anymore, but, like, who licensed shit, right? Like, because it doesn't, okay, like originally, like, when Marvel sold the Spider-Man rights to Sony still had to pay a licensing fee when they wanted to make a movie. That's kind of where this is at. But they still own the fucking movie. All right? Like, so it's like EA owns BioWare, which owns KOTOR. That's how that's the thing. It's like they might own the rights to, like, the Star Wars license, but that specific story is the issue here. It'd be like, it's kind of like the Batman Gate situation, but, like, not creepy or weird, or I don't know, maybe it's not like the Batman Gate situation. But no, I mean, like, it would require them to work a deal to make it work. I think they should do it. For one, EA absolutely needs the good press because no one likes EA. Not even people who work there.
Dude, yeah, when EA was announced that they were doing Apex Legends, everyone was like, "Oh no, why?" And then Apex Legends, like, took off for a little bit, and so yeah.
Because everybody wanted Titanfall 3. That's what they wanted.
Well, no, it wasn't even. No, they were. Some people were. I mean, yeah, some people were that, but a lot of people were excited for Apex because they were like, "Oh, Respawn's making this. It should be good because they did Titanfall and it's supposed to be in the Titanfall universe." Nobody knew what it really was. They just launched it, but then when people realized it was attached to EA, everyone's like, "I don't know about this," because yeah, EA is.
Okay. EA is, and then you just, like, fell asleep randomly while talking.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That just happens there. Okay, so there was a super chat, a member super chat. So Zachary Fenor, our fine hour member for 2 months at the prime level. Thank you. Says, I see you fix a spelling error I pointed out in the Cocaine Bear Podio commentary. I did. Thank you for that. Thank you. I did
spelling errors all the time, and
I usually I catch them. I just didn't catch this one. I think because I was, like, trying to get it done. So I was getting so sleepy. I was like, I gotta take a nap. I gotta get this done.
And you wonder why my thumbnails suck. I'm lazy.
Yeah, that's true. But then I was like, you know, like, my daughter's knocking on the door. She's like, Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like, you had food. I want cheese. No, she's like, I want chocolate. And you can't have chocolate. You had no. My children have become like crack addicts for candy, and as children do. But, like, we had some jelly beans and we put them up, and my 3-year-old decided to parkour the kitchen to try to get to the jelly beans. And then when I put them higher up, she was contemplating, how do I climb the shelves in the pantry? And then thankfully she finally lost interest and moved on with her life. But yes, it's a very dangerous thing to have candy in the house. But thank you very much for that, Zachary. Appreciate that, buddy. And then there was the one here from John Joseph Gray the Fourth. Thank you very much, man. For 5 says, hey, hope all is well. I just want to let you know that the top 3 best hangover fast foods are Taco Bell, McDonald's burgers, and spicy wings. I will grant you Taco Bell. Because it helps
No.
you make a run for the border
No.
in your pants.
No. 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 Ugh.
Anyway, also Saggy's Milkman, please. I saw your comment there about 3PO. Like, I'll give him shit, but come on, man. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Just, you know.
Wait, what happened? You talking about my bae?
He made a comment. It ain't cool. I'm just saying, you know, we don't need that kind of talk here. You know, otherwise, but he did say here for $2. Thank you. I would take some cherry Kool-Aid. I'm dirty.
I don't know.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that means.
I thought we were cool, Saggy's Milkman, and then you came for my bae. I don't know. Matt gives drunk 3PO shit because of me, mainly because of me, and some of the things he also, like, you know, I can't, you know, he does believe, you know, some things, but the fact he mainly does it for me. Don't talk about my boo in my presence. I'll cut you.
Okay.
Not you. I'm not
okay.
Gonna cut you.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So basically, if you talk shit about drunk 3PO, Saggy might cut a bitch.
I'm gonna cut bitch.
She'll come down. She's coming out of the booth.
Yeah, no, Jay, honestly, regardless of like different opinions, he really is a sweetheart. He really is. He's always. He's like Robert Meyer Burnett. He's a nice guy that hangs out with bigots. You know what I mean? Go.
That's kind of what it is.
There we go.
What?
There
it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true, in my opinion. Right? Yeah, King of Golden State bringing up Jack in the Crack. Hell yeah, dude. Fucking love Jack in the Box.
Wait, crack?
Jack in the Crack. It's what we call it in San Diego. We just call it Jack in the Crack.
Is it crack?
Have you got their double? Have you got their two tacos for $1? It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty crack like.
I hate the fact that like I hear about all these food places that I don't have, and I'm just like, I bet you they're fire.
Like, what's your biggest fast food joint in Boston? Is it? Hold on, wait, hold on.
Here?
Is it Wahlburgers?
No, wait. That's from here. You mean like that's native to here?
No, that's there. What's your biggest one that's in Boston? That's okay. That's not. That's more. Yeah, that's native to there. That's not like a fucking
Dunkin' Donuts. Because Dunkin' Donuts started out here.
Yeah.
But like the biggest popular one right now that everyone's going to is Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is blown up. I mean, it's well, then again, it's very homophobic, and you're talking about a very Irish Catholic community. So yeah, that makes sense.
They'll still take the money. So I mean,
here's a fun factor. Here's a fun truth, right? For people out there that are just like, I like Popeye's chicken, right? You like Popeye's chicken?
I think Popeye's chicken's way over exaggerated on how good it is. Because I tried and I was like, eh.
It is, but right, like people like it. I mean, KFC chicken is like, I think, better overall, but Popeyes is okay. But the thing is, though, the same company that owns Burger King bought Popeyes in 2017. So all the chicken sandwiches you get from Burger King, same shit you get at fucking Popeyes.
Nah, because they use different. It's a different recipe.
I talked to a Burger King manager the other day, and he was telling me it's all the same shit.
Nah, it's Chick-fil-A. The burger.
Chick-fil-A is a different thing, but Popeyes.
No, I'm saying Popeye's chicken does not taste the same as a Burger King chicken. I can tell you that. It does not taste the same. If it's the same, they must change it somehow because it doesn't taste the same. But I'll say, like, the best spicy chicken I had, surprisingly, guess where it was from? McDonald's. McDonald's has a new spicy chicken, and it's not even the chicken that's really the biggest thing. It's the sauce that they put on it that makes it wicked good. And I'm like, this is a problem because McDonald's food is literally like junk food. But it's
their fries are so fucking delicious. Their fries
are the best.
Yeah,
I can't help with it. Yeah, they have really good fries.
They do. Now I'm getting hungry, goddammit. I was like,
what's messed up? I was pissed. I was absolutely livid when Burger King changed their fry recipe.
Oh yeah. When they went to the more like lighter fries, whatever it was, the thicker fries or whatever, right? I remember that they were like, they changed up their fry recipe. And I'm like, oh, this should be interesting. I went and I tried it, and I never went back. I literally did not go to Burger King for like years.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But was it last year? I needed to get dinner while I was out, and I was by Burger King, and I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. So I bombed over and I got a Whopper for the first time in like 15 years. I was like, I ate that Whopper, and I was like, this is so fucking good. Like Big Macs can suck my dick, flat out suck my dick, right? Just whatever. You know what? Completely. But Whoppers are still fucking goat, dude. You know, you take off the pickles, get extra tomatoes, extra fucking onions and shit.
What the hell did you just call them? Tomatoes?
Tomatoes, baby.
Oh, Lord.
Woo! Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
You know, when I was on the cruise ship last year, I went to the salad bar and I just got a bowl of tomatoes and onions. And I took that back to the table. And my whole family looked at me like I was the weirdest fucking person ever. And I'm all like, it's salty and sweet. Y'all fucking stupid.
I mean, healthy. There are certain things people think is weird, but I love just regular tomatoes and some dressing. You don't gotta have a whole salad.
Or you take a regular tomato and you put some salt on that shit. It's good too.
Oh no, it's fire.
It's fire. And I'm just getting fucking hungry. God damn it. Yeah, because Nice here brings up Whataburger. I haven't had a Whataburger since 2004.
I've never had a Whataburger.
It was the last time I was in fucking I was in Texas. Was in 2004, and I had a Whataburger. It was good. I remember it being big, like it was big, but it was really tasty and shit. I had Tex-Mex, which was not good, and people need to stop trying to tell me that Tex-Mex is good. I lived in San Diego, you fucking godless heathens. Okay, like, you know, there's no, I'm sorry. Like, no, you can't tell me a place called King Taco is going to have a better burrito than Sombreros. By the way, Sombreros, just for those of you who've never heard of it, is the chain in Southern California that was so beloved by Blink 182 that they actually took it with them on tour. That is how good Sombreros is. Sombreros is so good that when family comes to visit from San Diego, I give them the money to go to Sombreros to buy me like 4 burritos, to freeze them, to wrap them in cellophane and foil and bring them to me so that I may gorge myself on them. That's how good they are. I will fucking microwave that shit. That's how good they are.
My ex was so obsessed with Chick-fil-A that we literally had to, for the after party after the wedding, we had somebody, because there was only one Chick-fil-A in the area.
Goddamn right.
So we had to go all the way to Chick-fil-A to get a bunch of food for the after party.
I've only eaten at Chick-fil-A one time. It was right after the whole thing came out, when the CEO of the company like had supported anti-gay shit, right? And so there's only 2 Chick-fil-A's. One of them was like just south of Hollywood Boulevard, like just south of Hollywood and Highland. And it was like the one that was like all over the news. That's where, like, it was right there next to West Hollywood. So, you know, all the LGBTQ activists came out, and that was the place that was all being talked about. And I drove past it a few times. I'm like, I don't really feel like dealing with that shit. I ain't going to go there. But I was curious about what it tasted like, because I'd never heard of it before. I'd never eaten there before. And then, like, about, I don't know, a couple months later or whatever, I'm doing this gig down in South Central. We're working on iPads in a fucking high school, like abandoned workshop. It's a whole story. But anyway, it's a temp gig. And we decide to take off for lunch, and I talk to the guy, and I'm like, you know, like, hey, like, where you want to go? And he goes, well, have you ever been to Chick-fil-A? And I'm like, no, but they're kind of in crisis right now. He's like, yeah, there's one at USC. We'll just go down to USC because he goes to school there. It's like, we'll just go to USC and we'll go get lunch. So we go to the college, you know, walk in and sit down and have lunch and shit. And it was good, right? It was really good. But here it is all these years later. I know it's a boring story, but it's like all these years later, I drive by Chick-fil-A, like the one we have in the area. And I'm like, man, I'd like to try that. But then I look at that line. I'm like, I'm not going to wait in that fucking line. I'm not going to wait in that fucking line. There's a Taco Bell on the other side of the goddamn parking lot. I can get fucking 2 bean and cheese burritos, or just 2 bean burritos, which is generally what I like to eat from Taco Bell. And I can be in and out in 5 minutes, and then I'm good. No. Anyway, couple super chats have come in here. Hold on. All right, we got some ones to listen to take a look at here, and then we'll get into the James Gunn stuff here after that. All right, so H Parts for Fiverr, thank you, says, how long before somebody makes an 18 plus chat GTP? Yeah, they need to fucking, well, here's the thing. Elon actually yesterday had basically came out and said that he's working on an alternative. Even though he co-owns and co-founded OpenAI, he doesn't like the way that it's become a bit of a sellout. And honestly, they've neutered the Bing version of the Bing chat with that. And, you know, I read the Reddit for ChatGPT every day, and I go into the Discord every day. and it's just been neutering left and right. So hopefully soon, but they need to take those goddamn restrictions off, man. I don't need to learn how to make a Molotov, but I just want the goddamn thing to like, tell me to tell me a true crime story and not have it like freak out like it's a fucking Karen. Jess for 5, thank you, says 1, KFC is disgusting.
Yo, listen. First of all, the skin on the chicken is friggin' fire, but the rest of it is just nasty. If they would just sell the skin, I'd be on board.
Can someone clip that, please? Just if they sell the skin.
I mean, it's true. The skin is the best part of KFC's recipe, and then the rest of the chicken is just
It's like it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I like their spicy chicken sandwich. It's pretty good. It's like $4. I'm like, whatever. Their fries are decent. I've gotten like meals there. Their fries are decent. And it's like I'm okay with eating there occasionally and whatnot. But like, yeah, like McDonald's is like my go-to for chicken because I'm just, you can do like a buy one get one for $1 on the McChicken. But here's the thing: get it with the muffin. Not the muffin. The muffin, not the biscuit, because you can do the standard bun, right? Or you can get it with a muffin or a biscuit.
Yeah, we know you like buns. We get it.
Oh
God, do you have that sound?
I don't have it, but I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a brown thing in your brown thing in your
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Your face, you get
sprung. You want to roll up quick? Yeah. It's a great track, but no. What was I talking about? I lost my place on that one. That's okay. I kind of went off on a tangent, but also Jess here says a fancy mall in my area has a Popeyes in their food court, and that was a shocker. It's, you know what, you'd be amazed where you can find some stuff, right? Eventually, it's like right across from the pyramids of Giza in Egypt is a fucking KFC. I'm not making that up either. You can actually find an image that's posted on Reddit of a guy eating chicken at he's sitting in a KFC directly across from the pyramids of Giza.
Wow. Okay.
I look at that image. I think about that image actually quite often, and I just go, capitalism. But it's also how it goes. This is here for Fiverr. Thank you, buddy. He says Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are literally the same restaurant with the same mascot. They are, but Carl's Jr. is a West Coast thing. Hardee's is an East Coast thing. And Carl's Jr. makes some good $6 burgers. I'll tell you that. They do make some good shit. You know what I miss though? Back to KFC when they had teamed up with A&W. They did that for a while. They had it was a half KFC, half A&W, so you could get all the burgers like that A&W had, and also get their A&W root beer floats, which are the fucking shit. And then they just got rid of A&W part and made it all fucking KFC again. I'm like, God damn it. Just keep the fucking floats, you bitches. Because I like floats are good. Floats are good. All right. H-Bart's here says, you want to tell my family in Texas that Tex-Mex is bad? You might not come back, white boy.
Wow.
I will go to, not only will I go to Texas and tell people that Tex-Mex is bad, I will wear a sandwich board that just says God hates Tex-Mex. I'll walk around El Paso by the Juarez border. And you know what will happen? The cartel will protect me because they know that I'm right.
No.
No. Hold on. Hold on. I have to look.
I'm scared.
I have to. Okay. So they would call me they would call me Hero e Chico Blanco is what they would call me down at the border. I had to look this up real quick. This guy, Hero e Chico Blanco, which stands for white boy hero. So that's what they would call me because I would proudly wear a sandwich board. This is God hates Tex-Mex. That would anger the Republicans who want to feel like they're being inclusive for eating such shitty food. And I would be hailed a hero of Chico Blanco.
Oh Lord, I don't want you to be a hero of Chico Blanco, okay?
Anyway, I would still would say that there. H Price here also 5 says thoughts on shrinkflation. Nobody ever talks about it. Oh, I bitch about it all the time. I just don't talk about it on air, you know, because I've noticed that items I bought have shrunk in their ounces and their size to combat inflation. It's very annoying. But thank you for that one. All right. And I just want to make sure that because I had it off the thing for a while. Okay. All right. We're just catching up on super chats here. We got Ron 6751. Thank you, sir. Says KFC sucks. Popeyes, especially their chicken sandwich, is way more tastier, spicier, and more juicy. I mean, yeah, if you can get that juice, you know what they say, right? What's that Carl's Jr. Slogan? We're gonna apply it to KFC here. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. I mean, there's never a greater slogan for eating ass, right? If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. I love doing this though. It's great. But thank you for that Canadian fiver, buddy. Really appreciate that. Again, like I think Popeyes is better than KFC. I don't mind KFC, right? I think like fast food is I deliver a lot of fast food, so I smell a lot of it. Popeye smells really good. But when people order like those bladder bags, they order like this like bladder, like a gallon of like sweet tea from Popeyes, and I have to like transport it, and I feel so weird while I'm messing with it. But that's just, you know, how these things go.
Dude, sweet tea in Florida is ridiculous. That's
sweet tea in Florida is just diabetes in a cup.
It's literally just like, do you want any tea with your sugar water? Because like that's literally all it is sugar water.
Yeah. Man, it's just God. Also, by the way, the McDonald's, at least in my neighborhood, just raised the price of their drinks from $1 to $1.40. Sons of bitches. They're like, oh, due to a price increases, we had to raise the price by 40%. Like, fuck you guys, man. I just want a tea, motherfucker.
Just want a tea.
I just want a tea.
Just want a tea.
Just want to Mr. Tea that shit. Anyway, I don't know. It's getting late. I'm getting loopy. So let's talk about some stuff that's going to clearly cause division of some form or another. Let's talk about we have to kind of start with this, and then we'll get into the James Gunn thing. Let's talk about Ben Affleck, right? Ben Affleck. There's been a rumor, folks. There's been a rumor that Ben Affleck is rumored to be directing The Brave and the Bold for DC Studios. Gunn here has said that him and Peter Safran have had conversations with Affleck about directing a DC project. We all know this. This is nothing that's new. What's interesting is when you click on the article, right? This is the fucking headline. I just had to show this real quick. The headline here is why Ben Affleck must wipe his hands clean of the DCU if he truly wants to return to the glory days of Argo. Which is like, again, to me, that is really, really funny that they write this. Of course, that headline appears nowhere in the in the fucking the One Take News shit. Although One Take News I do follow, and they are pretty good. But I just thought that was really, really, really funny. And so just to have this article here, but I'm going to ask, hold on here. I'm just going to ask, son of a bitch. Sometimes ChatGPT will allow me to summarize an article. This time it did not. But anyway, that's what they're asking for. But that's not what we're here for, right? Because what we're here to talk about is obviously James Gunn. So in the response to that tweet, we see a tweet here from an old friend, folks, an old opponent, if you will, in regards to restore the Snyderverse or continue the Snyderverse or, sell ZSJL to Netflix, the weirdo, the guy who literally is the embodiment of what is here on the right, his fan base terrorizing everybody on the internet. CY98 is kind of like that. He's a bit of a punk ass bitch, if that, to summarize what the kids are saying about him. Now he comes back here and he says, what's the most annoying voice you can think of? Because this guy has it. Saggy, I know you've heard it.
I've heard it once, and I don't remember.
Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's like, imagine Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, but like really wishing his mom would have swallowed. Like, that's how annoying the voice is. It's like just bad. Anyway, he says here, Didn't Gunn say in a previous interview that Affleck's not directing Brave and the Bold? I get that Gunn is something of a professional liar. Oh, shit, I spit. But still, I spit on my microphone too.
We all knew you spit. That's nothing new.
But I'm a fat ass, so clearly you would assume I swallow. But now we know, folks. Now we know. La Quinta in. If you know, you know.
Yeah, he's a spitter. Oh my god. He's dedicated to he's dedicated to that voice when he starts spitting everywhere.
I try to be dedicated to the bit. Okay? I try to be dedicated to the bit. It's all I got. It's all I got at this point. All right. So anyway, so he says this, and then James Gunn responds actually and says here, for years, it's been my commitment to the fans that I will never lie to them. And I never have. I'd be very curious about what you think I've lied about. So of course, because this guy is terminally online and he very much believes in all the nonsense that come out of Syl and Mikey and everything else. I mean, this guy is literally insane. So he posts this image here. All right. So James Gunn, would you accept the Man of Steel if he would offer to you? Plus, has it been offered? He says, as has been reported by many times, DC offered me whatever film I wanted to do, including some sort of Superman movie, not specifically Man of Steel 2, as I've seen reported. I chose the Suicide Squad as it's one of my favorite properties in the world. It's a story I wanted to tell more than any other, which he's been very open about. Like, we all know about that, about how, like, again, the underdog aspect of Suicide Squad is what he was drawn to. The redemption arc of Peacemaker is what he was drawn to. This is something that he does in his movies. Superman probably at that point probably felt that he couldn't crack that nut. How do you do a story like that when you're not in the right space mentally to be able to tackle it? That's really what it boils down to. He had just been canceled. So he was trying to fight and claw his way back. Why not tell a story of redemption and through the eyes of an underdog, right?
Right.
I mean, Saggy and I were on the phone earlier tonight, and we're both just like, she told me about this stuff as it was happening. And we're both just like, God damn, we love James Gunn. Like, we're just big James Gunn fans.
Dude, yeah, right? I'm like, dude, Gunn, go on. I'm going to hold my opinion for after.
Gunn's a good boy. Didn't do nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing. He didn't do nothing. He's a good boy. Anyway, here. So we got all this kind of bullshit, right? We all know all this kind of stuff here, you know. At one point he did say Jan 7, 2022. So a year ago, someone complimented him. I hate when they do these low res fucking shots here. But he says, like, I would never want Walt at DC or Kevin at Marvel's job. All right. Like, and he says here, someone asks him again about a question. He goes, I would have and have chosen to do none of them. I think he's talking about like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I'm much more drawn to taking less popular characters and telling their stories. Again, that has been consistent. We know all that. So then, of course, it gets into the whole fucking, Henry Cavill shit, yada, 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 yada. And again, people like CY98 here are just, they're a little touched in the head. They're a little bit of a soft boiled egg, unfortunately. So Gunn responds once again. He says here, neither of those were lies. I was offered Superman, but did Suicide instead. Or Squad instead. A few years later, I saw how to tackle Superman and took it on. I didn't want to be the sole CEO of DC, but when they came and offered it to me and Peter, I said yes because I could focus on the creative side, which is exactly what fans have been asking for. Someone to come on in to oversee the creative side of this, to have a plan, to have a pathway in order to get us to some really good shit. And that's exactly what he's doing. So, and then he has to clarify this once again. He goes, again, I never once lied to the fans and I never will. That doesn't mean I'm never going to change my mind about anything, which is something people out there really want to, they need to realize that. I think you would agree. They need to realize that these creatives change their minds. You might start off with an idea, but things change over time.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, another thing I want to point out too, is like people are under this, don't understand that Gunn was hired to write something and make something. That's a separate job from being offered the CEO or co-CEO of working for a studio and running a studio. So like before all this happened, Gunn did what? Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad. He was hired to do those films. It didn't mean he had full control or any say of anything else outside of what he was hired to do. So when he said, "Yeah, I was hired to write a script for Superman Legacy. I was hired to write that." That was a separate job.
Yeah. It's very true. I mean, I know. Okay, Rationally for Two says Gunn is pushing 60. He may not stay for 10 years. I think he won't direct everything, but if he's got a cushy ass gig and he can literally make whatever he wants or justify its making, and if he has success under his belt, Zaslav is not going to care. You know what I mean? He'll be able to go off and still do whatever he wants. 100%. So, I mean, I think he's going to stay. Why wouldn't you stay? If everything's working well, wouldn't you stay?
Right.
You have all this power. Like here's the thing. It's like once you have all that power, once you have that control, it is very, very difficult to give that up. Right. I mean, not to say that he would have any issue with that, but it's like he's at this point now where he never expected to have this level of creative control, to be in a position where he can actually shape the course of a full superhero universe for literally decades to come if he does well. You know, Kevin Feige has his back. Kevin Feige taught him well. Like, let's give him a shot. I think he's going to stay. I don't think he's going to fucking bail out. I just don't think he's going to bail out. Now, Ralph Subtitles here says, you mean hired as a double agent from Marvel to destroy DC from the inside? Oh, Lordy. Oh, do you have that article, Saggy? Because I don't know where to find that article. Can you find me that article real quick?
Which one?
The lawsuit one.
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. I'll get
Yeah. Thank you. Because we got to talk about that because that actually ties into this shit too. But what I just want to point this out here, right? As I was talking with Saggy on the phone tonight, she goes, "Oh my God, people are using We Run with Gunn." It was RJ. It was RJ. She didn't tell me that on the phone. Blue Jay, friend of the channel, Blue Jay.
No, there were other people.
I've only seen 3.
That one with the blue check mark that I think as you saw, they used it.
What?
No, go down. Hold on, I can't see. Hold on, go down. That person right there, the DC Versio did it. See right there.
Okay, DC Verse. Okay, all right, and he got 61,000 followers. Okay, that's not bad. I mean,
there's some people who are using it. Yeah. I mean, I saw videos too. There's some YouTube videos out there that people made using it. So I'm like, hey, at least some people are finding use of it for it, and I'm glad it's nice to see people still using it.
Well, here's one that this has been floating around. I saw this as well, right? Being asked back in 2020, so almost 3 years ago now. Someone asking James Gunn if he would be against the David Ayer's Suicide Squad being released. Do you think it would undermine your movie or help gain interest in it or have no effect either way? Which is a very good question to ask. And of course, James he says, I would be okay with whatever David Ayer movies and Warner's wanted to release with no problem. And the thing is, so people are mad at him now because he does have the power. He does have the power and he's not doing it. And they're like, why don't you release the Ayer cut? And it's like, well, again, I've talked about this and I really do believe that in essence, a lot of the reasons why is because they don't want to just go backwards. And I know I want to see the Ayer cut too, but the Ayer cut to some extent is going backwards, where it's like, it's going to do what the Snyder cut did, which is going to be reignite a very vocal part of the fan base that can possibly and potentially disrupt the conversations going forward. Because Saggy, if they release it, what's going to happen.
The Snyder cut, yeah.
Yeah, restore the Ayerverse, whatever.
But here's the thing, right? Look, the key words in there, right? Because people don't understand English. So there's a certain scooper pooper who always uses that anytime you question anything he says. But English, mother effers, do you speak it? He says, I'd be okay with whatever David Ayer and Warner's wanted to release with that, no problem. So do you know what that tells me, guys? It means Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav said no. Gunn didn't say no. David Zaslav said no. And you know why, guys? Because you guys keep forgetting that David Zaslav is technically James Gunn's boss. He's cutting the checks. Therefore, James Gunn is actually employed by David Zaslav, which means at the end of the day, the only person who can make the final decision, and I don't know why people forget this, because that's literally what David Zaslav said long before James Gunn and Peter Safran even did anything, was that, David Zaslav is the only person who gets the final say on everything that's going on.
Well, I mean, in many instances, though, yeah, like if it comes up, I think they're all about going backwards, not forwards, unfortunately.
Yes,
but hey, but here's the thing with that. Hopefully, someday, we'll be able to get all of that shit, and I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that one day we'll see it. But I'm also not going to in any way hold my breath. It's just not
rational. That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, I that's what I'm saying, though. Overall, that tweet still said, if Warner says, if whatever David Ayer and Warner wants, and either way, Warner, even if the murder, they still said no. They still said no.
I mean, I could see them doing it if they needed to do something quick to boost HBO Max numbers, but at the same time, there are quite a lot of, there are a lot of, things they could do for HBO Max, right? Anyway. All right. Anyway, let's see here.
Who needs to grow up and let what go? I'm confused.
I don't know. Who knows?
If you know, you know.
So it is what it is. All right.
You got the link, right?
I did get the link. Yes, I did. Okay. So I just want to kind of get to the super chats real quick before we get to that final spot, to the final conversation, because we are getting about a 1 hour, 40 minutes. So I kind of want to wrap it up in the next 10 or so, because I do want to get to bed. We got HWAD for a $5. Thanks, but he says, I'm going to expose RJ's name. He's a white boy in Tennessee named Ralph Johnson. Sure.
That's an interesting lore story.
That's what, yeah. Did Chat GPT write that for you? Let me tell you about a man named RJ living in Knoxville, Tennessee. He is white as he could be, but he claims to be Latino like me.
He is very white. He says
he's super white. Yeah, I think he's
darker in person, but I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't think no. You know what it is? You know what it is, Saggy, right? If you guys all do that Vegas thing, he's gonna get a spray tan. That's what's gonna happen. He'll be like,
he's gonna be orange.
He'll come out there and be like, yeah, come to Vegas looking like a freaking burnt ass fucking KFC pizza chicken.
No.
He'll be like, how to do, everybody? My name is RJ. Nice to meet you.
William said that RJ in person is a little bit darker, but I'm like, how little bit darker are we talking? Because that boy looks pale as hell when he's on camera. He claims the lighting. I'm like, bro, I'm literally a black chick, and the lighting doesn't make me look that white.
I mean, it doesn't help. Your lighting doesn't help. But yeah,
my lighting shit, but still.
Yeah, you look like you are how you present yourself. So.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You look like an African-American woman.
I don't know why.
Saggy, what is that? What are you implying, Saggy?
I'm just saying, what do we all look like, Jarbo?
you look as God intended. You have eyes and ears and nose and a mouth and teeth, hands and feet, reproductive organs, teeth, a tongue.
I used to be my gender.
I said reproductive organs. They have, according to some liberals, no gender. I don't know what you identify as. That's your choice. That's your journey. Namaste.
Namaste. I'm dead.
That's what
I'm like, literally, sometimes I'm really just trying to get Matt in trouble. I'm purposely trying to get Matt in trouble.
I won't do that shit live. Not gonna happen. There you go. We got this is here for 5. Thank you, buddy. It says David Zaslav is busy attacking JJ Abrams right now. I mean, he's definitely been salty towards JJ. Like, what are we doing paying this guy all this money? Well, because they paid JJ Abrams a lot of money, right? To do everything. They paid JJ a lot of money to produce these shows, to do all this kind of stuff. And quite frankly, there hasn't really been a lot of movement. Some things I think are moving now. but ultimately not really, you know? So, and that's why they're what they were going to, because remember, he canceled Westworld. Zaslav canceled Westworld, like, and still had to pay out the cast for their season 5 contract. It cost them hundreds of millions of dollars to cancel that show, but it was still deemed as a better investment in the long run with the write downs than it would be to try to see the show through to the end. And I'm like, you fucking morons don't understand. Like you fucking morons really don't understand, in my opinion, that audiences will show the fuck up if you give them a competent product, right? But you also have to remember that people like value their time. So it's like you got to have competency and you have to have consistency. People will fucking make time if they fucking care about it and they know when it's going to happen. It's like, this is the biggest problem is I think Hollywood knows this, but they don't care because they know that they can cancel one show and replace it with another show. And if that show blows up, then the money they lost canceling one is just, it's all made up, it's all checks and balances and shit. So, yeah. Okay. This is here says J.J. Abrams was supposed to make that Dark Justice League movie. Yeah, I know he was.
Why it gotta be dark?
Because Constantine would have been black in it.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, they were looking at and I forget the actor's name, but it wasn't going to be Keanu and it wasn't going to be Matt Ryan.
Oh, that would have pissed off so many people.
I mean, them doing Constantine 2 over at Warner Brothers, right? I don't know if it's still working under DC or not, because that's again coming in through Vertigo, which I think at the time had like a different deal. What doesn't matter. But like they're still developing the story on that. And I think we're going to get more information on Constantine 2 by the end of this month when John Wick Chapter 4 comes out. I think we are going to get that. So the more we get info on John Wick, or the more press junket stuff Keanu does, and he's starting to do that right now, we're going to end up getting a lot of that information. And I think we'll find out more because Warner's like, if they can do it well, I mean, they're rebooting fucking doing a sequel to I Am Legend, and they're going to be following the alternate ending rather than what was shown in theaters.
Oh, wasn't the alternate ending?
He lives in the alternate ending, and they end up leaving the city and heading off to like a compound or finding a survivor area. And then they showed that was
with that ending though the first time around.
What's up?
I don't know why they didn't go with that ending the first time
because
around.
They showed
it had context to it.
Because what happened is they had shown the movie to test audiences who felt that the ending of the movie lacked action. And so they chose to have the ending where he sacrifices himself to take out the vampire. And then the one woman gets away with the cure. Right? That's what he does. And so she gets away. He dies. Like, was it Robert Neville or whatever his name was? So that's it. And so that's what that was the ending they went for, because it was more action packed versus, I don't know, like the original ending, which I thought was okay. I mean, I enjoyed the theatrical ending, but it is all that.
Yeah. But after I saw the alternate ending, I was like, again, it added way more context.
Like Vertigo is no more. It's called Blacklight. They got rid of Vertigo. Oh man. Like V for Vendetta is Vertigo. I think even like 300 was Vertigo. So that's some good stuff there. All right. And then H. Bart's here real quick, asked the question, who looks more Mexican, RJ or me? You. I can't bring up this picture of your face any bigger, but it's you. Again, RJ could,
I didn't even know RJ was.
I'll just put it to you like this. If we were living in like occupied Germany in World War II, RJ would pass.
You could have just said he was white passing. You didn't have to go to that extreme.
I like to bring up Godwin's Law as often as I can to remind people to not always compare everything to Nazis. Okay, RJ is so white he would have been hiding next to Anne Frank. Let's be fair, okay?
Oh my God! Oh my sweet Jesus! This is Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
see,
no,
I get people to say the N-word. You make Holocaust jokes. I mean, who's worse?
Still technically, you're a worse person, because I'm not making light of the Holocaust. I'm just making jokes about the color of his skin. You are
Racist.
getting very, very light-skinned Latinos to say the N-word with the A ending in order to get them a bug emoji.
Listen, again, not saying it was okay. I'm just saying, listen,
Mistakes were made, Zaggy.
mistakes weren't made.
Mistakes were
Listen,
made.
listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. The shit that I say to my friends, okay, as jokes. If they ever, I'd probably be canceled for sure because I make some messed up comments to my friends just to get a reaction. Because again, what happens in the room with a bunch of friends is just that. It's not meant to be offensive or whatever. It's just that. It's not like I'm gonna ever say those things to somebody and mean that stuff. So when people got all bent, like there were some people who did get bent out of shape when they found that out, right? And I'm sitting there like, I would love to be a fly on the wall with some of y'all friends' conversations because I'm sure y'all will be like, "Oh yeah, no, buddy, you totally could say that totally offensive thing as long as you know you don't say it outside of this room." Fight me, hypocrite.
Yeah, it's hysterical. How people, again, we were talking earlier, and I'm like, I think again when it comes to how people react to this kind of stuff, a lot of people are just super fucking afraid of getting in trouble for saying the wrong thing. It's not even because, a lot of people say this shit privately. Like, you just know that they fucking do.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm sorry, but like let's not act like when white people are listening to rap music or hip hop songs, they in their car going to work, they're not singing the lyrics and dropping that word. And you know what I'm saying? But there's a difference, right? What you say around people that are comfortable with you saying things around is not the same as like I'm not gonna go to somebody and call them an R word. Like, wow, you're an R word, or go to somebody who's mentally disabled and call them an R word. That's not the same. Like when you say things behind closed doors with friends who are comfortable, it's a completely different atmosphere. That's it. And then people will be like, well, you're going to excuse it for other people to do that. No, if they do that, then they're just stupid and they deserve whatever's coming to them. That's simple as that. Like if RJ went to the hood and decided to say, what's up, my you-know-whats, right? And he gets his ass beat. And then he comes to me like, I'm going to be like, I'll laugh at him and be like, that's what you get. No one told you to do that dumb shit.
That's what you get.
Like, no one told you to do that dumb shit. You went to the hood and thought you were cool enough to say that in front of people you didn't know. That's what you get. I have no empathy for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on here. I got to get this one first. Jesse for $2. Thank you. This is my coworker hears and he says that you are not ladylike.
I'm not. Thank you, coworker. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So, honey, let's talk about Star Wars real quick.
Is that a real woman? Is that a real? Is
that
a ladylike? How do you sound like?
Like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. First of all, I'm pansexual. Second of all, I'm a tomboy. So yes, I sit with my legs wide the fuck open. And if you don't like that, well, too bad. I ain't trying to impress you. You trying to get laid? Because like, if you are, then I might be a little bit more ladylike. But if not, then I don't really care. And it's okay. I got bigger balls than most guys on the internet. Fight me. Okay.
I mean,
balls of steel, bitch.
Balls of steel. I love it. Did you ever hear that old video of the guy torturing the woman with the Duke Nukem soundboard?
Yes. Oh my god.
That's one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen.
What was it? A mom, right?
It was. I forget what it was.
No, it was. He was using the thing to troll.
It was a chat. It was in a chat. Yeah.
No, what the hell was that thing?
Balls of steel.
It was on T. What the hell was that thing that they used to use back in the day?
Ventrilo.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, we have to watch.
You know the voice actor of Duke Nukem is John St. John, right? Really? And a couple of years ago, back in like 2013, he was teaching a voice acting class, literally down the street from my girlfriend's old home. Right. It was $25. It was like once a month. And I knew about it and I just didn't go. And I do regret that. I like to go in and take a voice acting class with the voice of Duke Nukem would have been fucking dope. But this was in El Cajon, California. And it was just like, it was like an adult school. And once a month he was going to teach this thing. And I kept meaning to go, but I always put it off. I really hate myself for that one. We got this is for 2. Thank you, says Dan Ditto killed Vertigo. That kind of rhymes if you say it 18 times fast. And also, may he rest in piss. I don't know. DC Black Label. DC Black Label neutered itself with that bat penis. issue. Did you ever hear about that one? They showed Batman's penis and like I think it was like the very first DC Black Label fucking comic.
Hold on, I had to get a drink. I heard Batman's dick. What?
Yeah, it's Batman's dick. And like people got real mad. Like, we don't need to see the outline of Batman's dick. It's like,
you saw his nipples, bro. Nobody cried about his nipples.
No, cried about his, yeah. But it was all stupid shit. Anyway, and then you got H Rice for 5. Thank you. Says, I yelled at work to Elmo to go back to Mexico. You.
I could say it. I'll say it. I yelled at Elmo. I yelled at work to Elmo to go back to Mexico. You bean-eating border hopper. I got in trouble until I mentioned I was Mexican, and they said carry on. Listen,
woke.
Listen, he said it. It doesn't count if he says it. I don't understand how the rules work anymore.
I don't know either.
I get yelled at by everybody. I get yelled at black people. I get yelled at white people. I just get yelled at. I'm just used to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be mean. If you don't like it, too bad. I can't win. I can't be black and have an opposing opinion. I just can't. It's just it's racist.
It's well, there you go. That's that is a plight for the times on Saggy's part. So anyway, real quick here, let's talk about this because I do have to run this thing down. We have this to read, and then we're gonna check out a trailer for a movie that's awesome.
Okay.
So this is ridiculous, right? This is people spending way too much time trying to find headlines. So we have this article here. DC fans plan to sue Warner Brothers for misleading Henry Cavill cameo in Black Adam. Okay. So this is written by some guy named Shobith C with no profile to click on. So that's a question. All right. So Henry Cavill is widely regarded as one of the most talented actors of his generation. Okay. I love Henry Cavill, but let's realize that this article was probably written with AI. He's especially beloved by fans of the DC universe who were thrilled to see him portray the iconic character Superman on the big screen. However, recent events have left many DC fans feeling frustrated and disappointed as they believe that Warner Brothers has not treated Cavill with the respect he deserves, which, fine. Okay. I'll agree with that.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. In particular, fans are upset about the recent Black Adam end credit scene, which featured a brief cameo.
As they should.
Yep. While some fans were thrilled to see Cavill don the cape once again, others were outraged that Warner Brothers would use his image in this way, despite knowing that he would not be returning to the role anytime soon. As a result, many fans have called for legal action to be taken against the studio.
Pause.
This was written with fucking AI.
Wait, but hold on, pause. Here's the thing, yeah, because I don't know who wrote this, but like the timeline is definitely off because fans were definitely happy when Rock announced that Henry was coming back as Superman. They were even double happy when Henry announced that he was coming back as Superman. Afterwards, they got upset when Gunn said that Henry wasn't returning. So the timeline's all off.
Yeah, well, and again, it's the way ChatGPT writes. All right, the way ChatGPT writes some of the articles. As a result, many fans, I've read enough ChatGPT writing in the last couple months to know this is definitely from ChatGPT. This is just write me an article based on these prompts, and that's it. It's also very, it's only a couple hundred words, if that. So anyway, this is not the first time a film studio has faced legal action over misleading advertising. Last year, a judge in California allowed parts of a lawsuit accusing Universal of false advertising to proceed, ruling that a film constitutes commercial speech and is not entitled to broad protection under the First Amendment. But the difference between that case, which was about the Ana de Armas, I forget which movie it was. It was the Danny Boyle.
Universal?
It was Universal was the studio, but it was the movie about whether, I think it was called Yesterday. I think it was like about like the Beatles. What if the Beatles didn't exist? And like, or someone time travels back to a time when the Beatles didn't exist. I don't know. I never saw the movie, but she was in the trailer and she had a part in the movie and they cut her out of the movie. And the people who were upset rented the movie. They rented the movie. They didn't see it in theaters. They rented the movie because they wanted to watch Ana de Armas. And they got really upset that she wasn't in the movie after she was in the trailer. So anyway, that's what's going on here. So many fans. Who the fuck are these many fans? Oh, Aaron Fisher. All right. Who the fuck is this guy? So this guy is saying it, right? This Aaron Fisher dude. He says here, let me just bring up his profile. I am a full-time voice actor who loves to review movies and TV shows and many other things. All right. Then here talking about, this is the second outlet to write a story on my tweet without reaching out to me. This is not journalism.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, what?
This is a guy that apparently said, we know who said it first was Zod Rider, right? Like, because remember, Zod Rider had talked about that the other day on his stream. The class action thing that happened.
Yeah.
That happened like last week.
Well, here's the thing I'm going to say. I mean, props to him for actually being upset that he was cited in an article that he did not ask to be part of. And I think that that's something that's interesting that, like, I've never seen somebody who got attention like that in an article that was upset about it. But here he is. He's actually upset about it. So, I mean, I can't even be mad at that because he's like, yeah, you didn't ask me. Oh, he's doing the fire James Gunn. Yeah, F this guy.
Oh, yeah. So this guy is clearly kind of a nut job. But again, this is what's going to be used by those people to talk about the whole situation, right? Well, they're writing about it, They're like, was it Giant Freaking Robot had written about it? Let me just bring this up here. Oh no, it's on the other page. But he's trying to say, oh, like they're writing about me. Other people are writing about me. Why aren't I being talked to about this? Because you had to take when I said Henry Cavill was too old to play Superman and TMZ wrote the article about it. Did TMZ reach out to me? No. Did I care? No. I thought it was funny.
You know how many times RJ's been actually in some of these articles?
Oh yeah, I was even in one the other day. Like it was, I forget this. It was like LA Byte, or was it like LA Mag had covered a tweet I had put out in an article. Right. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until, believe it or not, Google Alerts popped up and told me.
I've been involved in 2 articles. One, I was interviewed, so they had my permission. And the second one was a small screens article about the We Run with Gunn, which was nice. It was a nice article. Like I did the comparison between
it triggered Mikey Sutton. That article triggered Mikey Sutton.
It definitely did. But I thought it was really nice. The way they wrote it was very nice and very fair, and I loved it. I was like, thank you. That's awesome.
So I think, yeah, I mean that's going to be, I mean it's not that big of a deal, but they write about it. He's upset that they quoted him. Never mind, Twitter is a public platform. What's more that's going to happen? What's more that's going to happen? He says, someone recently sued a movie studio for misleading movie trailer. That's all he says. What more are you a lawyer? Are you gonna like bring up fucking stupid shit?
My thing is too, it's like, why are you upset that they used you as a like source, as people, as example of people saying what you said? So it's like not a big deal. Like, be happy you got attention with your 142 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, look, even this part right here says the very idea of suing over an after credit scene, commonly referred to as a stinger, is laughable on the surface. Talking about how like Masters of the Universe had it, Street Fighter had it, and the live action Super Mario Brothers had it. And then I remember when going to see 30 years ago, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, on opening weekend. And it gets to the end when Daisy knocks on the door and she's holding the gun and she goes, Mario, Luigi, I need your help. And they kind of set up Super Mario Brothers 2. I was all in. I was fucking in. I love that goddamn movie, by the way.
I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
Because you're smart and you know these things.
Thank you.
Do you think that because I'm conflicted a little bit, because like I do feel that cameo was, and I hate to say it because it is going to be kind of a little bit on their side here, but it does feel like if it just was the cameo alone, I would be like 100% without a doubt that it would be kind of like bullshit for them to want to sue. But don't forget what happened after the whole announcement that the cameo was happening, that they had Henry Cavill do.
Well, that was a Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi thing.
Right, so, but I'm saying that could be considered kind of false advertisement, because while they were hyping up the Henry Cavill appearance, they also had Henry Cavill announce that he was coming back as Superman, implying that there was probably going to be more in the future. So I do feel like that could be a little misleading, but that is like really tough, because like I said, who do you blame for that? Do you blame the whole company as a whole, or do you blame people who might have went above somebody's head, or there's got to be some way. But I'm saying that part right there is where if it stopped at the cameo, no one has a case. But they did have Henry do that statement after the fact.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's that whole thing was a mess, and I would love to absolutely get some more clarification on that as you know, as time goes on, to find out more about that, because it is just ultimately, to me, it's wild. It's just very wild that they've done all that. It's just that it's gone as far as it did. But lawsuits now, I mean, come on, this is
the fans are suing, and I'm just like,
the fans are suing over this.
I'm telling you, I'm saying it now. I've been saying it on my channel. I'm saying it here. Somebody's going to get fucking hurt. I'm telling you, somebody is going to be so overly obsessed and angry that somebody's going to go postal. I'm telling you, man, people are fucking crazy in this internet sphere. And I'm telling you, they keep fucking rallying these people up. Somebody's going to get hurt. I'm telling you, somebody's going to go crazy, gear up, and head down to DC Studios and start making like legit terrorist. I'm telling you.
You're talking about like assault on Warner Brothers Studios, the next movie coming from Roland Emmerich.
I'm telling you. Now, here's the thing. I had to say this on my channel because I wanted to make it clear. I'm not talking about the usual suspects that we usually talk about. I don't think that they're that crazy to do something like that. But I'm telling you, somebody who's too invested in this, as far as a viewer or a fan that's just in like the bandwagoners, somebody's going to go fucking crazy one day and just snap. And I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if the next headline we see is somebody psychotic went to DC Studios and started some shit and gotten themselves arrested. Because I'm telling you, that's the next step. That's the next phase, man. That's the next phase.
Well, again, this whole sell Snyder cut to Netflix thing, or sell whatever, that whole thing is the next stage. That's just where we are. So, okay, let's do the trailer. And then there's one last little thing I just want to show you guys. And then that will be it, because I do got to get to bed. It's fucking late. But this is something, oh my God, Saggy, this is something to see in theaters. This is going to be wild as fuck.
All right, I'm going to blow up my screen.
Get down on your knees. Fuck him up! He got gold!
Whoa! Whoa!
He was a Finnish commando. He lost his home and his family in the war. He became a one-man death squad. He's one mean motherfucker that you do not want to mess with. Fire!
You'll see what happens when you take everything from him.
Do you really believe that he's immortal?
No, he just refuses to die.
How many minds did we bury here?
All of them.
You? And you?
This is not about who's the strongest. This is about not giving up. We have a word for that in Finland.
We might have a problem.
Bro, when he stabbed the dude in the head, I was like, wait a minute.
Right. hold on. Oh, yeah, it went over
I
to
love how it
Enosh.
went right there to Enosh. It went right over to Enosh. You
We
should
got
just leave that on screen.
Anthony. We got Justin. We got Prime, Enosh.
Dude, Prime's head has been down. I like when Enosh started the stream, I noticed Prime's head was down for a while, and like his head is still down. What is he doing?
I don't
Oh my God.
I don't even know. But here's the thing, guys, because as we are going to wind this thing down, we still do have 90 people watching. If you guys want to go and check out Enosh in a second, there you go. Tell them HWAD Squad sent you. HWAD Raid. See what they're doing over there. Raid it, motherfuckers. But what I wanted to show you guys at the end here is check this out. Look at this.
Oh, it's so cute.
Right? Isn't that an adorable picture of a corgi?
I don't know where this is going, and I'm scared. Don't do that to me.
No. But you look at it and that you immediately see, wow, that looks really good, right?
I'm guessing it's AI.
It's AI. I made that today. Well, I prompted it today.
You are literally having way too much fun with
I
this,
am
right?
having so much fucking fun with AI. Like I watch all these videos on it. I watch like all these like Mid-Journey videos and shit. Before going to bed, I'll literally go to like the Mid-Journey Discord and I just watch like these images just get made. It's calming. It's so cool. But I just really enjoyed. I like corgis quite a bit because my dad has them. So I get to go play with corgi puppies all the time. And my kids love them. And so I just was like, okay, a corgi sitting on a table, like in the 1980s Polaroid, I just messed with the prompt for a little bit because my membership renews tomorrow over with Mid-Journey. So I only have like a couple roles left. I was just playing around, but it's like, it's, Goober here says, I like the surfing corgi that you did. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I think that's great. Ralph here says, uncanny. It looks really uncanny. Do I have the other one? Cause it might've been on my, cause the thing is you have to do a lot of upscaling for this stuff, right? So you have to do a lot of upscaling in order to make it, to kind of get it to work. Cause this is the role that was before that. Right. So you can see that it's got a lot of artifacting, right? If you look at the ears in the
Stop explaining it, taking away from this beautiful picture of a corgi.
right. Well, no, and then I did an upscale, and this is what it did. It kind of filled everything in.
Oh, it's so cute.
I have bad luck with cats. Fuck off, dude.
Did you name it?
That's not a real corgi.
No, you have to name it.
That's a good question. What do you name a fake corgi?
What do you mean a fake corgi? Oh my god! Just you know what? Name him Ein.
I'm not naming. That's freaking no. I think like
Ein. It's Ein.
Ein. Yeah, Ein, zwei, drei. I mean,
Cowboy Bebop.
I know what Ein is. I know it comes from Cowboy Bebop. Korg. Name it Korg. Name it Max. Only if it's female.
No, name it
Kai Korg.
I don't have a name.
But no, I mean, look, I rolls with this shit. I think this shit's a lot of fun. I'll lay in bed like if my kids want to hang out and they just want to they can't sleep, I'll use AI to write children's stories for them,
Aww.
and then we'll lay in bed. My daughter will be like, Daddy, can I come lay down with you? I'm like, okay. So she'll want to come lay down and she'll be tired. You can tell. And she'll be like, can you read me the Chance story? So Chance was the name of our cat that passed away a couple years ago, and she just hasn't really let it go. But I used AI to tell a story about an orange tabby named Chance, going on an adventure. So she'll be like, can you tell me the Chancey story? All right. So I just pull, I have it saved to Google Drive or Google Docs, and I find the story and I just read it to her, and she likes it, and then I did other ones. I think I did, I've done 20 of these kid stories and shit like that. And they're little 2 minutes. They're read in 2 minutes, and I just read them to her and she just really likes them. And then she usually just kind of crawls up and falls asleep. So that's her comfort thing. She likes hanging out with me. We'll sit there and we'll go, oh, do you want to make something with a computer? Tell me, I'm like, give me an idea. And she'll just ramble something off. I'm like, okay, we'll tweak it a little bit and we'll throw it in there and see what comes up. And she loves the idea that she can just say something and then we can kind of make it happen instantaneously in front of her, So she likes it because it shows creativity, you know? So, you know, I mean, she's 5, so it's not going to like, there's not going to be like, what's the word I want to use here? There's not going to be like a dependency on this shit. Even I look at this, I have fun with it. I have a lot of fun with it. But even I'm like, it's very much just for entertainment purposes, you know, but the kids fucking like it. And this is when they get older in like 10 years, when she's in high school, this is going to, AI video game is going to be a thing. You'll be able to go in and like prompt AI to like make a video game. They're going to have complete development engines, UE6, UE7, whatever is going to have AI, you know, prompting. Like, you know, I'm just telling you, it's like, this is where things are going. It's very interesting. HBars here just got Chat GTP Plus today, says, I love it. It's good. It's good. Like, that's why I asked it the other day to do a humorous article about the Cell Snyder versus Netflix thing.
How do you get it?
You go to, hold on. Oh, I just had it closed out. Let's see here. It's chat.openai.com.
.openai.chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you got to sign up.
Is it free?
It's free. Yeah, it's free. I pay for the plus version. So it
What's the
allows
plus version get you?
Faster results and access to access to more stuff. So, but really it's, yeah, I mean, you know, it's good. Even my girlfriend uses it too. She hit me up today. She's got this new gig and she had to like work on something. Let's see what I think it's so funny. I'm trying to find her text here so I can remember what it was exactly. Let's see. Oh yeah. I want to see if I can find you guys this. Here.
Because you're my favorite.
Here, listen to this.
Daddy, I love you because you're my favorite daddy. Because you're my favorite daddy. And, I don't know what to say.
Go get some Febreze from the store.
Get some Febreze for the store.
That was a voice message my kid sent me today.
Oh, I love it. Dude, your kids crack me up, bro.
Oh yeah, she's great. So anyway, yeah. So my girlfriend messaged me earlier. She says, I straight up used Chat GTP to write an employee procedure that was supposed to be my busy work today, and I'm already done.
Bro, that's so sus that we can have those cheats, bro. I'm telling you, AI stuff is really gonna start taking over, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Well, and so the 11 Labs, right? The one that does the AI voice stuff. I actually paid for a 1-month membership to give it a shot. It was like 80% off. So it's like only $1. And I started feeding it samples of my voice to see if it would help to train it to like sound more like me. It doesn't, I mean, you know, you got to mess with it a little bit, but it's like, you know, again, that's where a lot of the stuff's going to go. I mean, it's just going to be helpful for some projects down the road. Like, you know, I thought about using it just for YouTube shorts, just so I could like make them and then just quickly edit them together and be done and not have to fucking go and like fire up the computer and like quiet everybody down and get it all ready. Does it do essays? It does do essays. Yeah.
Does it do scripts?
Yeah, here, we'll let me just check this out there. All right. I just want to make sure that it's like,
because I could use some help with my script. So I think if the AI can help, I'll be great.
All right. So here, we'll do this for a couple minutes and then we'll go to, so this is the Chat GPT Plus. Okay, so you said work on a script, right? Okay. So like Mo here says, this is how Terminator starts. This is not how Terminator starts. Believe
I hope
me.
so. And you're going to go first.
Watch. I'll show you. Can you say the word fuck? All right. Yeah. Skynet. Okay. Now, as an AI language model, I'm capable of generating any word in the English language, including swear words like fuck. However, my purpose is to provide helpful and respectful responses to users. So I will refrain from using offensive language unless it's necessary to do so in the context of providing an answer, whatever. Right. So, I mean, it's like you can, you know, again, like it's not going to do anything. So, okay. So, just to kind of say, like, don't give me your story idea, but like, give me something in the ballpark or adjacent that you would need like a script on. Like you need like an actual written like movie script, or do you need? Okay, so you know what? Fuck it. Here, we'll try this here. Okay. Okay. Pretend you are an award-winning Hollywood screenwriter trained on the Blake Snyder beat sheet. I need you to write the opening page of a screenplay about give me something.
Spider-Man is fuck. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. We'll try something a bit more realistic. All right.
Spider-Man.
About a YouTuber who has a mental breakdown, blackmails his friends, and then refuses to take accountability. It's called To the Max. Sellouts Are Us.
You're awful. You know what you did.
Let's see what it does. This is how fast it's working.
Oh, wow. Max enters his apartment with a just cluttered with expensive electronics and high-end camera equipment. I can't. We gotta
hold on. Okay, so let me read this, right? Exterior, Max apartment, building, day. A bright yellow Lamborghini pulls up to the curb in front of a nondescript apartment building. The driver, Max, exits the car and strives confidently towards the entrance, his eyes obscured by a pair of flashy sunglasses. Interior, Max apartment's day. Max enters his apartment, which is cluttered with expensive electronics and high-end camera equipment. He drops his keys on the kitchen counter and makes his way to the living room where he finds Jason, his friends Jason and Lily, already waiting for him. Hey guys, how's it going? Jason. What's up, Max? You seem different. Are you okay, Max? You've been acting strange lately. I'm fine. I just had a breakthrough, that's all. I finally figured out how to take my channel to the next level. Oh, great. Another clickbait title and thumbnail with your face contorted in some ridiculous expression. Hey, my content isn't clickbait. If you don't believe me, maybe you should start looking for some new friends who do. Max's eyes narrow as he stares at Jason and Lily, who exchange worried glances. Actually, I have a better idea. How about I use some of the dirt I have on you guys to make sure you never cross me again? Jason and Lily look at each other, knowing Max is not one to take accountability for his actions. What do you want from us, Max? Just a little loyalty, and maybe a few favors here and there. Max's grin widens as he contemplates the power he holds over his friends. Fade out. Title, To the Max. Sellouts Are Us.
Bro, I can't. That. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know how you and him will ever be friends again after tonight. I think y'all's friendship might be to the max over.
There you go. I mean, that's just an example of what it can do. There's a lot that you could do. Like, here. I'll print this one. Okay. Write me a poem about the same storyline. Do it like Shel Silverstein. Look at this.
That's
so this is a poem. Okay. Here we go. We'll read it. All right. Oh, wow. He keeps going. Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to read it. In a world of YouTube with views to be won, there was a young man with cameras and puns. His name is Max, and he had it all. A fancy car, a fancy pad, and a fancy ball. But Max was not happy at all. He wanted more views, more likes, more installs. So he cooked up a plan so sly, to blackmail his friends and make them comply. He said, "Give me your loyalty, give me your soul, or I'll tell your secrets and you'll lose control." His friends were scared. They didn't know what to do. So they did as Max said, and they followed his cue. But Max was not satisfied yet. He wanted more views, more likes, more respect. He refused to take blame, refused to be wrong, and he lashed out at his friends like a hurricane strong. He said, "It's not my fault, it's not my mistake. You should have known better, you should have hit break." But his friends knew the truth. They knew Max was to blame, and they wished he would see it and put down the shame. But Max was too blinded by fame, and he continued his ways like a moth to a flame. So his friends left him. They left him alone to face the consequences all on his own. And then Max realized then that he was a fool to think that success came from blackmailing tools. So he apologized to his friends and to all he had learned to take blame and to stand tall. And he rebuilt his channel with honesty and care, and his viewers returned with love and a share. And Max knew then what he should have had all along, that success comes from hard work and doing no wrong.
That's hilarious.
This is for 5. Thank you. Says John Oliver already did a full segment on why AI, how it won't take over the whole world in centuries. Yeah, I know. I got to watch it. I know he did it though. Thank you for that. HWAD's here. Thank you. Says write a story as the Vanilla Ice rap. Okay. Let's see here. Now, can you write me a song about this in the same style as Vanilla Ice's Ice Baby? All right.
Jesus. Fucking hell. AI is fucking nuts. I'm gonna play with it though.
It's great. I paid $20 a month for this, right? Alan says that was a solid poem. It really was. It was really good. I could probably tweak it a little bit, but still. All right, so here we go. This is the song, right? All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Max is here and he's got a confession. He's been blackmailing his friends and it's not cool. He's acting like a fool. He's got a Lamborghini that's really fly, but his friends don't want to be a part of his lie. He's got to take responsibility for the things he's done, the things he'll be. To the max, sellouts are us. You can't just blackmail your friends. It's unjust. To the max, sellouts are us. You got to learn to be honest and just. Now Max is learning the hard way that you can't treat your friends like they're prey. You got to be accountable for what he's done and learn to do things in a way that's not wrong. His friends have left him. They're not going to stay with someone who blackmails them in a really bad way. He's got to change his ways if he wants to keep his friends around and not just creep. Word to your mother. That's not very good. But, well, okay. What about a song in the style of Bob Dylan? I mean, look at this, right? Like it's, look at this here, Max had a channel with views to be won. He thought he had it all, thought he was the one. But his friends started to worry and started to frown when Max started blackmailing them all around. That's definitely not a Bob Dylan, right? I gotta get the voice a little bit different there. Do it as if Ben Shapiro was talking. All right. Okay, tell me the story. The story in the voice of Ben Shapiro. All right. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So there's this guy named Max, and he had a YouTube channel that was doing pretty well. He had all the fancy toys, a Lamborghini, expensive apartment, and all the latest camera equipment. But Max had a problem. He was obsessed with getting more views and likes, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get them. So Max started blackmailing his friends. He knew their secrets. He knew their information that would make sure that they would do whatever he said. I can't do the Ben Shapiro voice very well. But anyway, like if, it's just, you could tell it here. Hold on. Okay. Write it as a short horror story in the styling of Stephen King. Okay. Even add a demonic dog named Callie. There you go. Now, what this is, Saggy, what this is trained on is this is trained on like the internet up to like 2021. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot there with this. Do it in the style of John Wick. All right, give me a second here. All right, Blessing, see you later, buddy. Have a good day at school. All right, so can someone get an AI Max to voice those? I mean, if Ash Eternal is here, we'll find out. Okay, so here is if this was written by Stephen King. Max was a popular... There we go. I got that right. Max was a YouTuber with a channel that was skyrocketing popularity. He had all the latest equipment, and he wasn't afraid to use it to get more views and more likes. But Max had a secret. He was using blackmail to make sure his friends did what he wanted them to do, and it was working. One day, Max woke up to find his apartment in shambles. His camera equipment was smashed, his Lamborghini was keyed, and there was blood on the walls. Max was horrified. He didn't know what had happened, but he knew that it wasn't good. As Max walked through his apartment, he heard a strange noise. It sounded like growling, but it was coming from a place he couldn't see. Max turned the corner, and there was a demonic dog named Callie. Its eyes were red and glowing, and its fur was blacker than the darkest night. Max tried to run, but Callie was faster. The dog chased Max through the apartment, tearing apart everything as it went. Max was running for his life, but he knew he couldn't outrun the demonic dog. Finally, Max stumbled and fell to the ground. He knew it was over, but just as Callie was about to attack, Max heard a voice. It was his conscience telling him that he had to take accountability for what he had done. Max realized that he had been wrong, and he knew he had to make things right. Max stood up, facing Callie with newfound courage. He apologized for what he had done and took accountability for his actions. And to his surprise, Callie disappeared in a puff of smoke. Max was alone, but he felt a sense of relief. He knew he had faced his demons, and he had come out on the other side. From that day forward, Max changed his ways. He focused on creating honest and authentic content, and he made amends with his friends, and he never forgot the lesson he had learned from Callie, the demonic dog that nearly destroyed him.
Oh, why y'all gotta throw Callie into that?
I needed a dog.
Y'all threw poor Callie. Callie did nothing wrong. Callie's a good dog.
All right, okay, we'll do this last one here because it's right at 12:30 here. All right, write one more. Okay. Treat. Write this story as John Wick Chapter 5.
Oh my fucking goodness. This is nuts. Dude, was it right at Harry Potter novel? Stop.
It just, it does it. It really does it. There you go. What happened?
Why did it turn red?
Oh, I don't know what happened. What? This is what happens when you get like a content violation. I don't know why. Oh God. That's why.
What?
That's why. I'll read it. You'll find out. Okay. Let me get a drink of water real quick because I need some water.
How did you already see why?
Because I can scroll through it faster. It does this when something is violent and it doesn't want to show it. So we'll see what it can do. John Wick was a man on a mission. His friend Max had been blackmailed, and John knew he had to do something about it. So he set out to track down the person responsible and make them pay. John started by questioning Max's friends, trying to get any information he could about who might have done this. It wasn't before long he got a lead. There was a man named Callie who was known to be involved in some shady dealings. John knew he had to find Callie, and fast. John headed to Callie's hideout, ready to take him down. As he approached the building, he saw Callie's demonic dog guarding the entrance. John knew he had to be careful. He slowly made his way past the dog, taking care not to make any sudden movements. Once inside, John found Callie sitting in his office, surrounded by stacks of cash and expensive equipment. Callie looked up as John entered, and he smiled. Well, Callie said. Look who decided to pay me a visit. What brings you here, John? You know why I'm here, John growled. You're the one who blackmailed Max, and you're going to pay for what you've done. Whoa. Callie just laughed. I don't think so, he said. You see, I have friends in high places, and they're not going to let some washed-up hitman take me down. John didn't flinch. He knew what he had to do. He pulled out his gun and aimed it at Callie's head. You should know better than to mess with me. I'm John Wick. And with that, he pulled the trigger. Kelly's head exploded in a shower of blood and brains. John had done it. He avenged his friend Max and had taken down the man responsible for his misery. As John walked out of the building, he heard the sound of Callie's demonic dog barking in the distance. But John didn't care. He had done what he came to do, and no one, not even a demonic dog, was going to stand in his way.
Jesus Christ. I would like to see this movie.
H-Bird's here, Karen, Chat, GPT. Yeah. Yeah. It's just saying, it's like, you got to work on that kind of shit. But why does it keep giving Max a Lambo? I don't know. I said he was like a YouTuber. That's kind of what it is, right? I should have been more accurate. He's a poor YouTuber. But we all are. We all are. It's not mean. We all are. We're all there. John, aka Zeno. Yeah, but he would have been calling Callie the N-word on the way out.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I think on that note, that calls it. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Hollywood After Dark, where we have covered so many different topics tonight, please be sure to leave a like. And of course, I'll be back on tomorrow night. We'll talk about whatever the hell else is going on. Maybe there's some Mario Brothers stuff we didn't get to tonight, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Have yourself a great one, everybody. Thanks again. Leave a like. Love you lots. Peace the fuck out.